Just don't die.
Okay.
So we control plagues.
No, the Father below controls plagues. But we control how people react to plagues, and these days, that is everything. Doom scrolling, where the focus is evil and not good.
Praise Jack. What's that?
Wow. I'm feeling cursed.
And welcome everybody to another evil stream. Today a little early, a little different, changing things up. But we're here and we're going to do it during the day. Nighttime's been a little unlucky, so we're going to change it up. Who knows? It could be the evil working, trying to keep us from talking about it. That's what I think. What about you, Dana? It's trying to keep us from letting
It's trying to keep us down. It's trying to keep us down.
So we're not going to let the evil win. We're gonna beat it. And come season 4, we're gonna be triumphant over Leland Townsend and all of his trolling that he tries to do to everybody. He's real, and the dude is evil. But
there might be a spy. There might be a spy, a Leland spy in our Discord.
Who knows? With all the craziness in this world, watching this show, honestly, Dana, it mimics some of the craziness so well that I wonder sometimes how real it is.
I'm laughing, but it's a crazy laugh because it's so true.
It's creepy.
It's so true.
But we are going to dive into season 3, my favorite season so far, and see what all of you guys think about season 3. And we're just going to just completely dive into it. We're going to just go through as much as we can of season 3. And really, because I love the season, it's so hard to just sit there and talk about one part of season 3 because it's so much that goes on that's kind of revealed by the end of it. It gets me excited. But we're going to say what's up to you guys in the chat. Thank you for hanging with us on this kind of early, I don't want to say it's not impromptu, but it's definitely a change of pace. Seeing everyone show up. It's nice. Let's see who we got. Armando, what is up, my friend? You were first. I have you pinned. Let me take that down and relieve you of your pin duties. Thank you, sir. And we got Henry Gambles in here. What is up, man? Good to see you. Percy, what is up, my friend? Always good to see Percy. Like, I'm no see. So yes, the elusive Lord Ravener. He's with us today. Good to see you, man. Yeah. Good. We watched a good movie last night. We had a fun time in Jeremy's Discord hanging out. Ravener did good, man. He picked a good one. What was it? Starship Troopers. That was good.
Yes, throwback. What a throwback.
Oh yeah, man. So yeah, we're here this morning because if you know anything about the Discord and us hanging out, we probably were in there till God only knows what time last night.
Seriously.
We are here and we are ready to talk some evil. And
it just sucks because I always hit the time first. So it's still a little earlier for you guys. And I'm like, damn, it's like 3:30 for me, 4 o'clock for me.
I know. So yeah, I'm going to pull up some of these screenshots here. Let me see. I want to make sure, yeah, that one was the right one. All right, let me share my screen. Yeah, Henry, yeah. You like Mike Coulter as an actor? I think he's an underrated and Shane Marvel screwed him over with Luke Cage. Yeah, all the Marvel stuff and Disney and just all these things. I mean, dude, you didn't get me started on what they did to my boy, Master Chief and Halo. So I can't with all the stuff in Hollywood right now.
Yeah, agree.
Killing everything.
Agree.
They're just killing them all. All the great legends. They are stripping them away to nothing.
Yep.
Former
It's like
shell of
you have good
themselves.
material. Just work with what you got. Stop trying to make it better when you're not making it better.
Oh yeah. But here we go, guys. Season 3 of Evil. And we got our good book. Or our bad book, I guess, depending on which side it's on, right? Because we get this book reverses later on in the season. So it's like it starts off where they open it here, and then as we go through the season, eventually they'll flip the book over and we'll get our good book of angels.
Yes, I like that. I thought that was a different take on our awesome book.
I love it. Our book changes every season. I cannot wait to see what it's going to be like this season on season
Yes.
4. And I think maybe we're going to get season 4 around May 9th. Because I think that's when it premiered last year, maybe. Or not last year, but last season. So, I mean, I looked, they haven't given us official day yet, but it's still May. So hopefully we will get the day.
Maybe I'll get a nice evil birthday present.
Yes. Like that. Rawr. I love this book.
It is great. It is great.
Oh, these poor people. Oh, they're just being tortured. Oh, they're kind of naked too. All right, we'll move on. Yeah, see, I don't even notice all those things because when you're watching it, it's such a quick pop. Yeah, then you actually take the screenshot. You're like, ooh, okay. Some extra details there I missed the first time around.
Pretty much. And I love how the book like changes every episode, and it gives you a little intro to like what the episode's going to be about, and I love it.
Yeah, and this one was on the what was it? The Demon of Death, I think.
Demon of Death, yes.
Yeah, so this one was crazy because they bring in some good science in on this one. And of course we ended last season with Kristen confessed and now her and like right after the confession, man, her and David start making out and other things almost
like
happen.
I can't. Like dude
I
just
tried
became
so
a
hard to
priest
sit forward
5 minutes ago.
I tried to be like, you know, it'd be okay, you know, she was going through things. I mean, she's still going through stuff, but yeah, girl, you gotta get it together. But David need to get it together too, though, because to be fair, she kind of clicks for her after it clicks for him, right? And she's kind of like, oh my god, he sees these marks on her and realizes, whoa, what we're doing is evil. This is not good. It kind of snaps him out for a second.
Yeah.
For a second until
for a second. Yeah.
She leaves, and then like her or his demon friend is now Kristen. So it's like it went from Leland to Kristen.
Pretty much. And I love how like this version of Kristen tries to be all like sexy and like, don't you want me? I want you.
What's up, Alyssa? How you doing? Welcome. We are hanging out talking some evil.
Yes, thanks for joining us.
Isn't he the demon messing with her at night? Are you let's see, maybe did I miss something else you said? George? Yeah. Are you talking about her like Chris messing with Kristen or messing with David? Because yeah, Kristen has George messing with her at night. And he's got whatever this, I'm assuming later when we see it in season 3, it's like a parasite, mosquito.
Oh, I love that. I love when we get that notion. And then Sister Andrew gets him a mosquito net.
Oh yeah. She's like, just here. She just has this,
like,
and
just
then she does
use it.
disappear.
Just use it.
So yeah, and I'm still assuming that the mosquito he had all along was the same mosquito, but I don't know that for a fact. Like with Leland, when he sees Leland in season 1, I don't know if they fully ever. Yeah, the succubus. Yeah, this is definitely a succubus, but they show his. All right, George is a succubus. Yes, George, or he's not a succubus. He's the male version. He's a they said it season 1 out and forgot what it was called. but it's the male version of a succubus. And then yes, this essentially is coming off as a female, as the succubus with David, but they show it as what it looks like to be a mosquito, and then so they're kind of making it like it's supposed to be different than a succubus, although it's kind of mimicking the same
Incubus. Thank you, Alyssa.
Yes, incubus. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, you are absolutely correct. See, chat always knows, Dana. They're
Yes.
smart. They're the smartest people we know.
Yes. Thank you.
See, evil has to be for the sake of cruelty. If you stand to gain anything from it, then it's not true evil. Yep, a little chaos, a little anarchy, a little crazy. But yeah, so I don't know if they're gonna play this demon as the succubus, and that maybe what we're seeing with Kristen and man, why can't I remember his name now? Not David. Ben the Magnificent. If what Kristen and Ben are seeing are for sure succubuses and incubuses. I'm like almost 100% sure of that. But I'm still not sure what this is because they showed the demons looking different, right? Theirs are like full walking, talking demons, and David's is like a bug.
Yeah.
I think his is the only one we see as a bug so far as like the actual demon form. I know there's some bugs related to demonic activity we've seen, but just the actual demon itself.
Yes. Because I think later in the season, we actually see the demon almost like over him, kind of like sucking the energy or the life out of him at some point.
And it's like, was it sucking it out of his brain, though, wasn't it? It was like really creepy.
I think so, yeah.
Yes, succubuses are just the female version of incubuses. Absolutely. Yeah, they got a little heated there between David and his version of Kristen, which is why I'm like, man, they played this up to me. I understand why people don't like this because they definitely went all the way. Because poor David later, he thinks it's Kristen at some point, or thinks it's the demon, and it ends up being Kristen. He's like talking to it like it's the demon, like, get away from me, leave me alone. I'm tired of you messing with me.
Well, it's also funny when he goes up to Kristen and it's like, didn't we have sex? And Kristen's like, no. I don't know what you think we did, but we didn't have sex.
Mm-hmm. And I find it weird that they're
David's brain is all types of messed up.
Yeah. And I find it weird that they're showing because they're showing Kristen and Ben's demon, their sort of incubus or succubus, their night terror demon, as like I said, it's walking with feet, it has hands. Yeah, it's still in demonic form with horns and all that kind of stuff and blue skin, but David's is completely different looking. So I don't know why they chose that, because I would have thought when I first started watching it, I assumed he was getting the same thing that Kristen and Ben got, but then they showed it to us differently, so it makes me think there's some. Hey, Risey, what's up, man? Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. We were talking Evil, Season 3. We get our word daffodil, and daffodil is one of the major words for Season 3. Oh my god, it's good. It basically leads us to the major sigil on our greater keys, so to speak, our 60 demonic sigil map.
Yep.
So that one is definitely, that's a word that comes up. It's also, we see it, I think, originally in the girls' book in Season 1 or Season 2 when they get that book from Leland. He puts that on like the back page somewhere. It says daffodil or something.
Yep.
So he has been grooming our girl here for a while, trying to turn her into her greater demonic self. But while that's happening, this was cool, because essentially they're going to use science to prove whether or not there's a soul. And by soul, it doesn't have to mean a soul per se, but does the body lose any amount of weight? And of course, they're going to make sure that they account and collect any kind of fluids or anything that would be loss just naturally. They're looking for loss of like something substantial that could be equated to a soul or consciousness, as what the
Yes.
scientist says. So religion, soul, science, consciousness. But either way, this apparently was something that they did like humanity has done a long time ago. But of course, I'm assuming the church, either church or science. I think science just didn't want to continue with it because it wasn't something they could prove or disprove at the time, or there was some controversy around it. So they haven't supposedly ever done this again. And so now this group of scientists want to try to do this. And this is their little coffin chamber. And it's got the scale on it. It collects fluids and all kinds of stuff as the dead body or as the person dies. And it's supposed to like, it's got them hooked into it basically to where it's monitoring their heart, all their oxygen levels, everything so that they can pinpoint the moment of death and then weigh that person.
Yep.
And it was kind of cool. I mean, it was for science fiction kind of stuff. I was actually thought it was pretty neat.
Interesting to try to see. It's basically like they're just trying to capture the moment of if something almost leaves your body that they can't account for. And if so, is it a soul? Is it a consciousness? Is it because I think their main goal is everybody wants to preserve consciousness because that can bring forth immortality. So if you can transfer consciousness to somewhere, that basically means you can live forever.
So they really, even though this seems more just based off solely religion, there is a lot of science they put into this that I like. And whether the science is 100% true or not, I just like the science fiction they're going with. I think it's real enough, and it's kind of fun to see how they use it in the show, especially some of the psychology and stuff that we got in season 1. That was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of our favorite showdowns ever. Leland and Kristen and Leland and Kristen's mom. There's always some fun showdowns.
Oh, I love the way she walked into the room. When she walked into the room in this moment, she went straight up to Leland and it was just like face off. Like, what's up? What's up, Leland?
Our dude's just like creeping on her daughter. Like, you don't just go up to a school. I don't care if you go into that school for whatever reason, and you gonna start talking to her child and tell her child not to tell nobody. Nah, creep. Got a restraining order instantly. And she had a picture of the inappropriate touch, which was like he like touched her on her shoulder or whatever. Her back. It was good.
She looks to the priest and is like, because the Catholic Church doesn't have any issues with men touching little kids. And the priest is just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Yeah, we can't have that.
Yeah, that was good. She got him. Leland didn't. Of course, he's gonna get out of it later. The little snake that he is. But
pretty much
candidate. This guy here, he is. What was his name? He's one of the fathers of the church, and he is dying. I believe he had cancer. No, he didn't have cancer. What did he have?
Yes, he had some kind of cancer that I believe was in his lung, and then went somewhere else. But yeah, it was cancer nonetheless. And David showed up to perform last rites because the other father was too close of friends with him, and he just said it wasn't proper for him to take his final confession. So David was there to take his final confession.
Okay. Yeah, and I know later this guy here is going to play a more important role, even in season 4, I believe, as Trey King has told us. I believe he's taking this guy's spot. He's going to be the new Monsignor.
Yes.
Because our poor guy here, honestly, as much as this guy, there were scenes that I got irritated with him, very much so. The way they, take him out is so sad. I feel bad.
I do too. It actually brought a tear to my eye when they took him out.
I know, he saved Grace. But yeah, this poor girl here, Leland, is trying hard to get with her, and she takes Daffodil and types it into the computer, and you'll find out why. Oh, we already know why, but in season 3, you find out that when she does this little ad that pops up, yeah, there's something going on with Daffodil and the corporation behind it that's allowing ads to pop up certain places, misinformation, just a whole slew of things that Daffodil is up to. But yeah, just so happens this ad pops up for Bumblebee Valley, and she clicks on it, like just a harmless little game for kids. And Leland's there, and I love how you pointed out too, Dana. We notice how her character she picks has a tail.
Yes.
Our girl's got a tail. She's got a tail.
Yep.
Poor child. But I do love how Grace will say, despite what Leland and the powers that be over there with this facility or the fertility clinic have done to children like her, she is still a good child.
Yes.
Nurture is greater than nature.
Yes, because you could see, like, even in the moments when, like, the grandma was trying to get her to, like, pray to the creepy doll at first, like, she was like, yeah, no, I want no part of this. Like, she's definitely she's not like the little boy who tried to drown his baby sister.
Oh, yeah. She's not as, which is why I think Leland ended up choosing Kristen overall to begin with to get that egg from her, because they were seeing which generation was better, and I'm assuming the moms had something to do with that too. And I'm imagining whoever because see, we had the question last time is, do all the babies have the father that we believe is the father?
Yes. That's what I was saying.
Good questions. Yeah, y'all did good with that one, because I never really thought about it either too much, because they pretty much let us know, I believe, with most of the kids that they are, but we know with the one that it was, because they did the DNA test in season 3 on the baby that she thinks is Kristen's baby, her fertility egg that goes missing. But we don't know, I don't know if we know for a fact that Lexi is the boy that you were talking about in season 1 or whatever that tries to kill his baby sister. Yeah, so there was a lot.
The little girl who had the gin, they were all the same age.
And they all came from that generation, so we don't know. They could have all been Leland's kids for all we know.
Yep.
But yeah, this is where they get to the science of the episode. And this was pretty good, because dude does die, and I believe they get the difference. And it was 24.6, or no, that was before. That was pre-weight. Or that was after. No, that was after, yeah.
That was after, when he died. 24.63 grams just kind of went poof.
And then while they're doing it too, the machine, of course, is having a malfunction, and you see it with the lights in the room and stuff. And Ben's like, whoa, y'all are having some kind of energy flux or something, something your equipment's not working right, because Guy comes back to life.
That was insane.
And he doesn't have a soul. Insane. And it's almost like the computer kept it, or whatever, the demon or whoever kept it, and then gives it to this other lady later that they tried the experiment again, right? Because you just keep trying it until you can prove, that it's something that's going to happen. You want to make it, a law, so to speak.
And he's just in the box, hello, hello. Somebody want to tell me what the fuck's going on?
I know, right? It was pretty crazy. Oh, right, and then this right here was good too. All right, you think it's the kitty cat? I think this little demon here is the kitty cat.
Yes, I still think that's the kitty cat.
I think it's Eddie Doll Demon. We don't know.
I think it's the kitty cat.
I think it's the dude. It's Eddie. She got 5 demons up in here now. She got 5 Eddie dolls. It's creepy. The Eddie dolls they're the best. As creepy as they are, I love them. It's gotta be the Eddie Doll Demon. Look at that thing, man. Key cat. Just kidding. No, honestly, it could be, because we don't know what's up with that cat. It was weird too. It was being all kinds of crazy. Oh, have a good one, Alyssa. Thanks for hanging with us.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
But yeah, our boy comes back, and he doesn't have. It's almost like he doesn't have a guilty conscience of any kind. He's just happier than he could ever be.
Yeah, he's like all like happy, like, yay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm alive. He's just sitting there like, what? Hey, everybody. And they're all looking at him like, what what is
Yeah, I
going
know, right?
on? And he's just eating his spaghetti. Like, what? I was hungry.
Yeah, I know. It's all good, man. I'm happy. I'm alive. I don't think I have cancer no more. I'm good.
Why are you guys staring at me?
Yep.
Always like, I'm a medical mystery.
Mm-hmm. I know, that was funny. God, Leland though, man, this dude is a creep. And I'm pretty
He
sure
really is.
she picks up Lexi picks up on it pretty quick. She tells like, yeah, it's Leland. He's still trying to creep on me. Like, you're gonna tell mom? I'm gonna mess with him first. His mom's like, we're not gonna deal with Leland anymore. He's a creep. They had like a
Yeah,
whole family
Lexi's smart.
meeting.
She was onto it really, really quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he was eating spaghetti or cereal. I don't remember. But yeah, he was just eating his food like it's all good.
I'm hungry. What?
Yeah.
I'm tired from that trip to the afterlife.
I know. Oh, and this is where I think Cheryl ends up putting the head under somewhere around this moment where she puts that head under the bed. Because he totally Andy's like, get out of my house, woman. I don't like you. I don't like your style. I don't like the way you come between me and my wife and my kids. Get your shit and get out.
Yep. She's like, get the fuck out. That's it. And she's like, you know what? Game on, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, game on.
Mm-hmm. See, she got her 2 Eddie dolls. She's got her sigil head thing from the demonic house that she's going to be over. Yeah, see, there's the head. She totally puts this under their bed. Like, I don't know why, to keep track of them, to cause more division between them. It's all kinds of evil, though. I know that. Like I said, these dolls are so creepy. And I know, I remember the dolls had that demonic goo on them, Miss Dana. So I think it's the demon that we see on the bed with. Well, I still think it's that. I can't not see that. Oh, because these dolls are so creepy. Because remember when we were at the little boy or the father, it was D is for doll, and they go to the house and they see the weird, creepy demon, almost shadows on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
They were all kinds of weird shapes and sizes.
Yep. And I'm wondering if that was a reflection of one of the demons that was actually in the doll.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
Like, yeah, like I was definitely wondering if that was the case from these dolls. But since we only saw one doll in that house, did the demon just bring other demons with it, or are those forms that the Eddie doll takes? Like it was.
Well, I mean, if it's a conduit, if the doll is a conduit for any number of demonic or malevolent spirits or whatever, I mean, it is possible it could have. I mean, I'm sure it's possible to have more than one attached to it. I mean, I don't know if it can, but I mean, it wouldn't be too far out of the realm of possibility. Especially because I mean, I'm almost positive these dolls, I mean, she puts them on an altar when she uses the singular doll. So I'm pretty sure that she evokes some sort of demon or spirit, similar to how we were watching Hereditary and, Pan or whatever, that demon got put into the dude. But he was the conduit. They were using a human as sort of the conduit. This is just using the doll in order to get what they want. Because she is using it to get favors, right? She's spurning money or whatever, giving it something in order to gain something.
Ooh, Ravener is asking us a good question.
If they're going to wrap up the story in season 4, who do you think will die, if anyone? Ooh, let's see. Well, let's see. I'm trying to think of the main cast. I don't know if they're going to kill Leland, maybe. They kill him off. I don't know. I'm wondering if one of the little girls something's gonna happen to one of them. But I can't. Or Andy. I thought Andy was already gonna be dead. I thought they were gonna kill him off in season 3. But they brought him back, so he's still. I would say Andy. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Andy because he's still on the chopping block. I think.
If they want to tug on our heartstrings, I think Ben is in trouble. Because if you're trying to fracture the group or trying to put a fracture, like just in anything, you have to think of the core 3. So that's David, Kristen, and Ben. And I don't know. I have a feeling like our little dude Ben better be careful.
Oh, what if it goes for his sister though?
I know, just somebody that is gonna like tug on our we're like, oh, I can't believe they actually killed them, or like it. If we're trying to break the group, then yeah, either like Ben or Ben's sister, or if they were gonna kill Andy, I think they would have done it because they had the opportunity to kill Andy. So I think it's gonna be somebody a little more close to the core 3.
And yeah, Henry, this one right here, Cheryl, she retrieves this one from the house of someone else. It ends up getting to her through
the little boy that
her granddaughter was watching.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one, it just found its way, so to speak, to our Cheryl here, who through these 3 items, as you can see, she still has them in the triangle form, almost like a Trinity form. She is performing basically Trinity style rituals and such, almost mimicking Catholicism, but doing it in a blasphemous way.
Yes.
So we have, I believe this was the Father. I can't remember. One of these is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. And I can't remember which one I think the dolls were the Father, the Son, and this was the Holy Ghost. But I could have that wrong. I think
the jar was the Holy Ghost.
Raymond says, I think David wins. Maybe Kristen gets her faith back or Ben, especially after the elevator game. Yeah, David. So you think David's going to be out? That would be something. Poor David. Does he get to go see his girlfriend in heaven? Yeah, the dolls are creepy.
No, they really are. Those are some creepy friggin' dolls. And I'm sorry that you don't. If I had one of these, there's no way I'd have one of those bad boys in my house.
All right, David lives. So you think maybe Kristen or Ben get out? I mean, yeah. Which one is it, Ravener? Which one dies? I'm confused. So David lives. We know David lives.
Risey asks, real question, y'all anti-God, no hate if you are. I personally, I'm not anti-God. I'm a pagan. I'm a Wiccan. So
I'm not anti-God. I mean, personally, I don't really like to discuss like personal beliefs and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't believe there's not, nor that there is. I believe that the possibilities are there, but whatever we believe or whatever man has created is flawed, and most of man's gods mimic more of man than they do of a godlike entity. So I would say man created God, but if there is a real God, we don't know what it is. But that's a very good explanation. But that's my personal view, and I don't know any more than I'm no more right than anybody else. I'm probably more wrong than anybody else. So don't take what I think. I'm crazy. I'm probably just a little baked right now anyway. So
same. Like, I'm not anti-God. Whatever anybody wants to believe in is their choice. I just personally, I follow a Wiccan faith.
Raymond says, I think Kristen gets her faith back, maybe. So probably Ben dies. All right. Probably heroically, and we see his demon girl again before he goes. Yeah, she definitely kind of did that to him when he did the elevator games, like pushing him to commit suicide.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll get to save. Oh, what if he saves one of the girls? Because remember, he's been the
That's what I'm
Magnificent.
saying. Like, if you want to tug on our heartstrings, like, it's going to be, there's just a cloud looming over our poor Ben.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Poor Ben. Well, he's, what, would they tell him? Was it in one of these episodes where he's trying to fix the toilet?
Mhm.
They're like his shoes all jacked up and stuff.
They're like, Ben the Magnificent, you're falling apart.
Yeah, bad Kristen Demon messing with our boy here.
Seriously.
The bad Kristen Demon. Man, it messes his head all up because he really wants Kristen. I mean, like, as bad as Kristen is, boy, David ain't doing too good in this season 3. David starts looking really bad. Oh, this was the weirdest part because the tongue actually changes to like a forked tongue and stuff.
Yeah, it does. And she's like, I just got it done. You like it? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Lizard tongue all up in his ear.
Oh, oh, it's so gross.
Yes.
Oh man, but yeah, this is a pretty good episode because our dude comes back and then we get Kurt. I forgot Kurt. He got booped towards the end of last season. He got his own demon. Everybody gets a demon in the show.
You get a demon. You get a demon. Everybody gets a demon.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think he was
consistent.
trying to take time off and he went to go get on a plane to go to Hawaii and his like back gave out.
Yeah,
Like,
it wouldn't let him go. The demon's like riding him literally.
the
Oh.
weight of the demon broke his
Mhm.
back. And he calls the nun. He calls Sister Andrea. Like, she's like, why'd you call me? Like, what do you think I could do for you?
Yep. Yeah, Hitter. Yeah, the character needs to resist, and that's what the our nun friend here ends up telling David. Like, they just like for her, it's simple as you got to get a mosquito net because that's the kind of demon it is, or the way they portray it in the show. So they use the mosquito net, and that keeps it from being able to feed on it, similar to the way a mosquito does, because it sucks on him the same way a mosquito would drain you.
Pretty much.
It just does it in his brain, I believe. But yeah, the Kristen, she's still like, I can't. Kristen and Kurt's relationship, just I can't with them two. She's still going to him like, for therapy, but their relationship is so beyond a therapeutic relationship, like a patient therapist.
A little bit of conflict of interest there, just a smidge. Just a smidge.
Just a touch. And so yeah, he's now wanting to do all this crazy stuff and write his own book and get into the demon lore, and because he's got a demon on him and he's all interested. And as we go through season 3, we'll find out just how far Leland's going to take him down that demon road. But yeah, this was funny. This is when the girls start getting involved with the game with Lexi. This is funny. They're all going to mess with Leland. They are so smart. These girls just outsmart Leland. This is the best.
Yes, they do. And it's actually the fact that they outsmarted Leland is the fact that I think they saved their father. I think they were going to kill Andy at that moment, but that, like, they saved him.
Imagination.
Yes. Imagination.
Apparently, Ravener is tempted by the schoolgirl Kristen Demon.
I bet he is. She was all types of sexy in her little black lingerie, like walking up to David, like, yeah, don't I look good?
And there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, our jar that I'm always positive was our Cheryl jar. Just under the bed. Because, and it's funny because our dude Andy here, he's, been getting into some Tibetan rituals and some Buddhism and stuff.
Feng shui.
So he's like, can't have the bed facing the doorway. It's like a coffin. So he goes to move the bed and they find the head. And they don't know what it is, and he goes to open it, and it smells horrible. Like, why would you open that? Like, look at this jar. I would never open that. If that was in my room, first of all, it's going outside in trash somewhere and taking it down the street to a dumpster. I don't know, but it ain't staying nowhere near my house. Show the lingerie. See, I don't remember if we.
I have a little photo in there of it. She'll get to the screenshot. I put sexy Kristen in there.
Right, we'll get to it.
Don't
Let's get through
worry.
the nasty jarhead. This the the shrunken head that's in this disgusting jar that's under Kristen's bed. Brought to you by Cheryl.
The more you know.
Yeah. So, like, you know, as a good father, he goes and dumps it in the toilet. Because I think he doesn't realize there's a head in there. He thinks it's just all liquid. But yeah,
Yep.
there's severed. I mean, this fucking shrunken head in the toilet. So, you know, what do you do with something like that in the toilet? You know, you take the plunger and you smash it until it goes down. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Like, you could clearly tell that's a little head. Like, you could clearly tell by looking at that's like a little fucking head. I'd be so fucking creeped out in this moment that I would just be like, okay, we're moving. Like, we're finding a new house.
Data. Apparently, Rozzy would like it DM to him. We'll work that out after the stream. Yeah, that don't flush. No, it did not flush. It didn't flush very well at all. And yeah, the girls are like, we want to see what's going on. And he like smashed the head inside the toilet until it finally does flush. Yeah. So now they basically
chopping at it with the fucking plunger, like.
Oh, it was gross. It turned like all black and nasty and stuff. Oh, it was gross.
It really did. And then all the girls are like pounding on the door, like, we gotta pee. We gotta pee. And he's like, wait a second.
Right.
Wait a second.
All right, it's all yours. You can have it now. It was so gross. Like, he just let them. He didn't like really clean up after it. He like wiped the seat or whatever. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. It was so bad.
I love those little girls, though. I swear, when those little girls get together and start doing their like just little like craziness, talking over each other, like it is definitely a house of 4 daughters.
Mm-hmm. All the daughter energy is real in that house.
Yep.
This lady, she's gonna get double the soul. She gets 2 souls. They gonna try it out again, or experiment, or death experiment, and yeah.
Yep.
And Leland's here to observe because he's working with the church now for liability purposes.
Yes. The cardinal.
Let him over.
Now the cardinal.
Yeah, I know. Just let Leland's the one that needs to be overseeing liability issues. Perfect candidate.
I still love how Leland gets his little grimy claws and everything. Like, everything Leland is just, he's in it. I love it.
He's getting the Bumblebee notifications while they're trying to do this, and he gets irritated because these girls are just fucking with
Ben's like, you're buzzing, and he's like, oh shit.
They're doing the daughter energy on him right here, man. They are just popping questions off.
Yep. It's like fucking kids.
Mm-hmm. This lady ends up with more than she should have after they get done with the experiment.
Yes, I think
she's sadder. I think she feels his conscience or whatever, like his guilt and stuff.
Yes, because another thing that they notated was after the priest came out, his cancer was fully gone. It almost basically vanished. And one of the tumors within him was shrinking. But then when they did an autopsy on the nun lady, she got all his cancer. That she was dying of heart disease. And then when they did the autopsy, they found the cancer in her that was in the priest prior.
Yeah. So that was interesting. I don't know how that's explained, but yeah, they're just transferring all your, I don't know, because that's more than just consciousness. That's like all your troubles and all your woes. And
yeah, and that's when David kind of explains it like, what if it's not the soul that transferred, but there was a demon attached to the priest? And the demon is what kind of decayed his body, gave him the cancer and everything. There's your sexy lingerie. It was the dark scene. I couldn't get a good screenshot, but there's Kristen in her sexy little lingerie outfit for all you
Oh,
boys.
we'll have to send him the BK has it. I don't remember if I still have it, but there was like a deleted scene of her and David, and she was extra lingerie up. Like it's this, I believe, outfit, but you can see it a lot better. It's a whole scene. You can hear them, everything.
Yeah, remember we're on YouTube. We had to keep it. We had to keep it nice. We don't want YouTube to get all upset at us.
Mm-hmm. Which I mean, we probably could show a little bit more, but you know, go watch the video. We'll send it to you, and you can have fun with that. Oh, you just got back? Oh, here, hang on. There you go, Rozzy. You missed it? Here, I brought it back for you. Just for you, Rozzy. Don't click this link. Yes, don't click that one. It's dangerous. Stay away. Stay away from this, Kristen. Here, let me see if I can get a little closer for you there. I mean, it's not the greatest screenshot, but the video quality. If you go watch the video.
Yeah. It was dark. Cut me some slack.
Yeah, no, she shows up at night in the darkest scenes ever.
I mean, Dima Kristen is looking bad. She's looking badass, so you can't knock it.
No, she know what she doing.
She sure does.
She knows exactly what it is that she is doing. All right, let me get these next ones up. That was a pretty good episode, though.
Yes, it was a good opener for season 3. I loved the science in it. I loved and then I think it was really, really sad because when the priests are hugging at the end and David's telling like Kristen and Ben, like, yeah, he's going to another parish. And they're like, oh, I wonder why he's doing that. And he's like, they're afraid of what would happen if he stayed, because I think that they deep down were both gay and they loved each other and they didn't want to break their faith.
Yep. Because I think he says it at the end or not the end of this episode, but towards the end of the season when the father, that saves Grace or whatever, he dies. He's like, he says something to tell the other one. I forget what he says, but
it was either like tell him I'm sorry or tell him I love him, or it was something.
No, you're gay. Yeah, I loved it because now we're gonna do like that was the demon of death, and then we're gonna get the demon of memes. We get all these demons that they just get to tell us about, and they relate so well to the stuff we have going on in the real world. It's just unbelievable. I love it. I love the pop-up book. Oh God, I cannot wait for next season. And this one was in the intro. I kind of took a lot from this episode. This is so funny. It's so much of what kids do today too, where they're trying to, do some stupid little challenge or whatever the new clickbaity thing is for all your kids to do. And this one is, like they have to do a list of things, but the first one that we see is they have to go basically to a church, and the kid's in here in confession, and he says something like Wandering Jack. Oh God, what does he tell
Captain Kirk is God.
Yeah, Captain Kirk is God. Yeah, that was the challenge. You have to say Captain Kirk is God. And it's all for the Wandering Jack challenge. It's like, what?
Yep. Yeah, they're kind of just showing David now in his routine, like as a priest, he's got to go to confession, then he does mass, and then he's sitting down and eating with all like the other priests, and you kind of just see David getting into this almost mundane routine that is like, the life of a priest. You get up, you tell people to confess their sins, you go do a little mass, you eat a little soup, and then you go to sleep.
What's up, Finn? Good to see you, man. How you been? Hope you're doing good. Yeah, then we get the good church entity, LeConte, coming in to tell him some things that he can now do for the church.
Oh yes, would you like to become a friend of the Vatican, David?
Yes. This dude right here, he even lets you know he is not a good man, but he works for the church, so the church doesn't have to dirty their hands. He does it for
Yes.
them.
And I love how he explains it like you deal with the supernatural, I deal with horrible people.
Mhm.
Like there's just as many fucked up people in the world, and that's where I come in. Like you get the demons, I get the scuzz buckets, and it's a win-win for everybody.
Oh yeah. But yeah, Andy, I believe, is fixed. They're decided whether or not to sell their business. Or actually, I think they've already decided, but they're just trying to go over finances and see how much they're going to sell it for. And
Yes,
of course, the girl's energy is just all over the place.
well, because she's like, maybe we could send the girls to public school. The girls all freak out. Like, no, there's bomb threats in the public school. You can't send us there. You can't do that to us.
And they're like, all right, if you want to work in the coal mines and earn a wage, until then, it's a mom and daddy problem.
Yep, leave it up to us. Leave it up to us. Because I think they want to put an extension on the house. Because yeah, you got 4 girls now, 1 bathroom, and it's all type of hell in that house.
I love it. The Raven or Andy is the gem of evil. Yeah, a little bit. I don't really care for Andy too much, but I mean, I don't hate him. They were like I said, I've watched some of the behind the scenes stuff for the episodes, and especially season 1. And yeah, they were supposed to make Andy a lot more hated, but they made him too hated, so they had to pull it back a little bit. Because he wasn't supposed to be there for work. He was supposed to be there to finish the 7 Peaks originally when they wrote his character. So it was, like he had basically left to go pursue his passions and left her home with the kids. But they changed it because they didn't want people to, I guess, because I would have been really hating on him.
Oh, yeah.
It's better that he's trying to do a business as opposed to just going like her. She's working and taking care of the kids. But see, it would have made Kristen more understandable in what she does with David, I think, if they had did that. But either way. But this is good. So the head now has been dispersed in the toilet. So it is now demonically possessed. And it starts gurgling.
It's wreaking havoc on the plumbing.
It's just all over the place. It's just like in the intro, there's a part of it towards the end that I made, and you could hear like the sounds of the demon. Basically, it was horrible. But yeah, they get a bloody toilet.
Yep, so all that blood starts pouring out the fucking toilet. It was horrifying.
Oh yeah. But yeah, the kid. I can't believe this is the craziest stuff ever, man. These kids today, man, trying to do these clickbait challenges, these clout challenges, man. But yeah, and I think they ended up finding out Wandering Jack was just a dude. And they kind of just set it up. They thought it would be a fun challenge.
Yep, but I believe they got involved because like a kid committed suicide in one of the Catholic churches. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to, the priest was like, listen, just please look into it for us before we have another Slender Man on our hands.
Yeah, because he thinks it was like Slenderman. So yeah, it was definitely creepy. And this daughter here, the oldest, she kind of knows a bit about it, and she even decides to take on the challenge a bit.
Yeah, she tries.
And so this is the boy that they're going to go and help, or at least try to help him get over whatever he thinks is going on, because he thinks that this thing is after him. Once you start, you have so many days to finish. It's almost like The Ring a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I think you have like 7 days to finish 7 challenges.
Something like that.
And then, they call them licks or something.
Yeah. But yeah, they bring her in because she knows the boy. She goes to school with him, I believe, or it's her boyfriend or something like that, or a boy she's interested in. So she's worried about him, and she's aware of the stuff kind of going on with it. So they're hoping she can kind of help talk to the kid and kind of bring him around. Because he's like, he won't leave the room. Like, he is completely scared that something's going to happen to him, his mom. Like, he has no idea that this is just, to him, it's real.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben, of course, our tech dude, he's going to go in the computers. He's going to find where this all started from, right? And it starts from this image. And up here in this window, you can't see it as, like, when they try to zoom in on it on their computers on the show, it ends up giving you this error thing or whatever, so you can't see it. But we know Ben, he's going to find a back door, or his sister will, because they play her up as even smarter than Ben, as far as doing these deep dives tech wise.
Yes.
And she finds the back door.
Yep. That's what they were saying. The back door. Because somebody blocked the image. Like, they didn't want people to see that image, so they did something to where it blocked it, and she worked her magic and was able to find, like, the image.
And it's like a weird face. You can't really see it because it's still made to look ominous and just creepy.
Yes.
But this is where we get to find our corporation, where all the magic happens. This is where you really see where Leland gets his connections.
Yes.
And he's bringing Cheryl into the fold, as she will be a new head of a demonic house when her time comes to fully take on, or whenever what's his name dies. Edward. Yeah, I think it's Edward was the dude's name. So she gets to learn about all the misinformation and all the doom scrolling. I mean, how many times have we been on, like, people talk about, man, I'm on Twitter and I start off with having nice images, and next thing you know, it's just all this like hate and division and just stuff that you really probably didn't want to see, but somehow it gets there and it gets you all upset. And just how Leland tells her, she's like, so we control what? Viruses or plagues? He's like, no, of course, the great Lord below controls that. We control how people react to it. You want to give them just enough. Too much will make them go to God. You take too much, you give them too much grief, but you give people just enough to keep them engaged in it and keep them upset, but not too upset. And then, that's where you keep them hopeless, but you don't break them fully, I guess is kind of what he's saying.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Makes sense, though. Like, you just give them a little bit. Not too much to where they go running to the other side. Just enough to keep them engaged. Fear. I think he said fear. We want to keep them scared.
Yeah. Worried, where everybody's on edge and you're just not knowing what's going to happen and you're just kind of freaking out at everything that's going on around you. Hey, Kirby. And yeah,
Hey, Kirby.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's why we were saying earlier how much this show mimics real world events, so to speak.
Well, just think about it. How many times have you opened up your computer, opened up your phone, and the news section is basically nothing but doom and gloom?
Mm-hmm. Always now.
Pretty much. Like, it's just utter doom and gloom, like, whatever is going on in the world.
Oh, yeah. So they're going to see... So she's going to be working for that... Cheryl will be working for that company, and you'll find out just how... And it's more than just doom scrolling. It's more than just, fake news and stuff like that. It is... Oh, man. Their hands are in Bitcoins, real estate.
Oh, yeah.
It reminds me of a particular... Reminds me of particular companies that the names we shall not speak of. It may start with a B, or maybe a R, another word. Vanguard, State Street, something. I don't know. But anyways, yeah. So now we're gonna get back to the Wandering Jack.
Yes, they go to investigate the house from the picture.
And that's where they found this dude. Seemingly someone is squatting in the house.
There's like claw marks on the wall. It's like fucking crazy. But David gets a call from
the entity,
like, and is like, go here. You have 20 minutes. Drop what the fuck you're doing. Let's go.
Kristen a bit. I love how Kristen, or what was it, Kristen that said something like, this wasn't a good idea or something, or we're gonna die. It's just like they decided to go in the house. Like, yeah, I love it because she got her cell phone out, like she dialed 911 like it was a weapon.
Yes,
like you're gonna die before the cops get there, sweetie. Like, it's great you're calling that 911. At least I guess they'll have a record that you called.
Pretty much. Like, but you're gonna be long dead before they fucking get there if that's the fucking case.
You should already call the police. What are you doing here, lady? I mean, I wouldn't call the police at
Seriously.
all. I would have been done grabbed me a weapon or something.
Right? Like, grab something. Just because you're in New York and you can't have guns, there's plenty of other things you could grab to defend yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they find this dude here. They think he's a squatter or that he's just doing the game similar, but he's actually someone who's behind it. He's a college student with this other college kid, and they kind of worked out this game. And there's the licks. There's 7 of them.
Yeah, you get a better. I got a better screenshot when the older daughter is looking at them, and it shows all 7 of them.
But yeah, David is now with our LeConte, and I gotta see it. And yeah, they're kind of getting David to start. He's going to end up helping to bring back Grace. He doesn't. He kind of knows what's going on, although he doesn't because they won't tell him. But he kind of has inclinations as they go through season 3 of what's going on. But yeah, they're going to use David a lot to kind of receive messages and stuff like that. Secret messages.
And then LeConte's like, wear your collar, dude. You're a priest. Put on your fucking collar. He's like, but, he's like, nope, act like a priest. You got your suitcase. You got your shit. Start acting like a priest.
Now, the creepy side of our Slender Man Jack dude is when they start going through all the images, because there's an image. You find it, I guess, at a house or location, and I think that's, I guess, how you find him. But as you go through, it gets closer and closer.
They went to the boy and said, it's fake. We found out that it's just some college kid doing it. It's all fake. And the kid's like, but what about the other houses? And they're like, what other houses? He's like, there's 6 houses where people killed themselves who didn't do the challenge right, or like fucked up the challenge. So Ben, being Ben, goes in, checks out the images, and checks out the locations, and at each location there's some weird picture of the dude in it, like kind of like Slender Man. That's the best way to describe it.
And the best one is when we get to our good old serial killer, LaRue.
Yep.
And that was creepy.
It's all connected.
Yeah, that kind of freaks him out at some point, because I mean the fact that he's at, like, wow, I don't know, it was weird. Like, yeah, they connected back to LaRue, so that was creepy, because he's still, like, Kristen just got over, like, she confessed to David about what happened, her killing him, and then now the Slender Man stuff pops off, and they literally have to go talk to the wife. I believe it was LaRue's wife.
Because she's in the corner. If you see her, she's getting ready to get into the car.
Yeah, she's back here. Here she is. There she is. And then, of course, Leland messing with Andy. They're trying to sell the business. And, of course, who are they going to sell it to? Well, Leland's friend, Edwin.
Yep.
But
they're talking, and he's like, I need more money for the business. And he's like, well, I got this buyer for you that's willing to pay you like $800,000 for your business. And
like the exact amount they really need, maybe just a little over. A little too good to be true.
Right? If it's too good of a good thing, then maybe it's time to start questioning it.
And there's our 7 licks, a little better scene. So, yell Captain Kurt is Christ at a priest, destroy a holy object, punch a teacher in the face, have sex with a virgin, steal your parents' alcohol and drink all of it in one sitting, find a 13th floor ledge and do 13 jumping jacks, carve Jack into your cheek with a razor, make sure it's deep enough to draw blood.
That's insane. That's fucking insane.
Yeah. See, back in that day, they just tell you if you click this, you die. If you didn't click it or continue the chain, you died. These kids nowadays, man, what the hell?
Kids are fucking crazy.
I mean, I know we play, what was it, the knife game they used to play back in the day, where you put your hand down and somebody would try to, put the knife between your fingers and hope you didn't.
Yep. Like, whatever happened to good old Bloody Mary? Like,
man.
Look at the mirror, say Bloody Mary 3 times, get a good fright. Even bust out a Ouija board. Like, what's with all this fucking crazy shit?
No, and she's gonna try it because she thinks it's real. She hasn't seen it, and she's like, "I gotta do the challenges." So they do the alcohol one, They go down and get mom's margaritas in a can.
Yeah, little girl's like, Mom ain't gonna miss one margarita.
It's
We just go take a margarita. You're good.
Mm-hmm. And this is Edwin. They're gonna sell the business. So I love how his name up here is Eddie.
Yes, you peeped that. Yep.
Yeah. His name is Edwin, or at least they call him Edwin, but here's Eddie. And we know Cheryl has her little Eddie dolls. I always wondered if he was tied to the Eddie dolls just because his name was Edwin. And then you got Eddie right there. I don't know. It could just be coincidence. And I'm just crazy and looking at every little detail of these shows. But nah, dude, he's up to no good. Because Andy's going to end up selling to him. And it's just, yeah. Andy doesn't end up on that mountain. He ends up with these two. And her getting her fix on. That's her elixir of youth.
Yep, she's getting her daily fix of, whatever they're throwing in her veins.
Yeah, whatever it was like the fountain of youth kind of serum, but it's kind of like them creams that all the ladies like to, put on their face and the medicines or whatever ladies like to take to make them feel younger. But this was supposed to be like that, but better. It's putting it in the veins, getting the straight tap.
Pretty much.
And here is LaRue's wife, and she kind of tells them or they ask her about that day and how she's been doing.
Yep. And then David gets called away yet again.
Yep. And Kristen's peeping it. She's picking up on it, but she don't say nothing at first.
Yeah, she kind of just lets David go do his thing.
And LaRue's wife says she remembers seeing the Google van, the little Google car that takes pictures of everything. So I remember seeing that. So this guy right here worked for, basically it's like Google, but it's their version in the show. What is that?
Yep.
Street Mobile or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
What it's called. Yeah. He and that other guy were working together to basically create this because if he knows he's running the route, he knows he's taking the pictures, they can easily manipulate them. It just shows you how far a deep fake can really go.
Yep, and they really went above and beyond with this one.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because they got kids, oh god, doing some horrific things just for nothing.
Yep.
But this is where we start getting David's messaging, where he's trying to retrieve messages from people. Basically, because Grace is kind of in like a a re-education camp in China. They have her
something like that, a work camp, whatever you want to.
And so they're trying to, and they don't know exactly where though. They just know that they have her over there, and they're not exactly because they're not going by names. They go by numbers. I think she has a number, and they're trying to figure out exactly where she is to get her back. And so they have people, working over there that are kind of like undercover or whatever, and or just people who are helping the cause, so to speak, and they're trying to smuggle these messages back and forth. And David's basically the guy that he died trying to give the message. So the message is now on this $100 bill that they end up giving him. And so
David's like, I'll take tips. What are you doing? God just shoves the $100 in his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Like, take it. Just take it. You earned it. You earned it.
Yep. And he gives it back to that night to LeConte. And LeConte, he's like, what is this about Grace? And he's remembering Grace again and hoping that he can help, to bring her back. And he does. He ends up helping Grace. She comes back. Because she is their prophet. And the only one they got.
Pretty much.
So yeah, they're using all kinds of, this dude takes this $100 bill, lines it up with other stuff. And they're just, yeah. They got all these little coded things that they're using in order to get their messages through. But yeah, so Kristen now is going to let her daughter know that the Wandering Jack stuff, going to give her the lowdown on it and know that don't, if you did any of this, don't do any more. And God, please don't do the one that had to do with the virgin. Yep. She's like, please tell me you didn't.
Yeah, she's like, did Ren do it with you?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, no, Mom, no. But I think we find out in later episode that, yeah, in fact, she did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she did. She found out what it was all for. So yeah. The evil, just the man. It reaches out and leaves scars on everybody.
It really does.
But I love this episode. It ends with the plumbing sounding like a demon's in the house. It is the worst sound ever. And Andy's getting ready to be shipped off to sell the business.
Yep.
But yeah, that was a pretty good one there. Really setting up some of the creepy stuff to come. I mean, they basically, her house is basically about to be demon centric.
It really is.
Just demon central. They're just all kind of gonna congregate there.
Yep. It's going to be like a fucking demon motel.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Waiting for the Antichrist to be born in his. I just at the way they're doing everything to mimic Catholicism, but in the most blasphemous way. I mean, Leland's all about it. Leland's just like the cannibal episode was the craziest. That one got me. I'm like, dude, you really comparing, the blood, the sacrament to cannibalism. And I'm like, oh my god, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's like,
I
they take the
see it.
blood in the body of Christ. It's okay if you do a little nosh on some dead dude. Like, nobody's going to hold it against you. It ain't against the law.
It's the most holy of sacraments.
Like, just take a little nosh.
As long as they're dead, what did he say? As long as it's dead, it's not like you killed them. You didn't commit murder. You're just eating. It's fine.
Pretty much.
And here we are to the demon of sex. Some interesting pop-ups on our book.
Yes, this one was weird.
Yeah,
this one was so weird.
Oh my god, this poor couple, man. I mean, David's, the one that's doing the marriage ceremony for them, and they're complete virgins. They've never really done anything prior to marriage. They saved themselves for each other. I mean, it's this beautiful wedding. It's just what you would think of when you think of all what they tell you as a kid,
Everybody's cheering, like, yay! They love each other, yay! And didn't they like save themselves for marriage? So they're like that, just like perfect little, like, oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, they are. But poor couple, they're gonna end up with a sex or the demon of sex with them, sort of. I don't know, it's like a marriage demon that is gonna come between their marriage.
Yeah.
And our nun hears him.
They become a throuple with the demon.
Oh my god, that is that poor And here we get our slime again. Again, every time we see the slime in the show, it's tied to a demon.
Yep.
So the dolls that have that slime on them, Dana, are tied to demons.
And there's a lot of slime. This demon left a whole lot of slime in its
slug trail of slime.
Well, that's how she describes it. She's like a snail.
Hey, Ice Queen, like, what is up, honey? Good to see you.
Hey, Ice Queen.
But yeah, it was gross. She she touches it and it's like all in her hands and it's like the worst Ghostbusters ever.
And it's like all slime dripping off of fingers and stuff. It's like
it was very Ghostbuster-esque when she did that. I felt like the Ghostbusters, the movie. When it has like the pink slime or whatever, that goo.
The ectoplasm.
Yes. It was gross. I love it because she peeked in the door while they're having counseling because they're having some marital problems. And she's like peeking through the door and they're like, Sister Andrea, can we help you? She's like, oh, David, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you guys. I left something in the room. Carry on. I'm just going to creep around.
She's like, I missed something. Don't worry about me. Pretend I'm not here.
Yeah. What she left in here, or what she's looking for, rather, is this dude here. This creepy, goat-headed demon dude.
He fucks with her. He fucks with the nun.
Oh, she gets him back though, man. That whole this episode between the two, the nun and this demon here, was funny.
It really was.
He's
But yeah,
literally
they're a nice
between
little
two of
throuple.
them. Yeah. He does. He moons her. Because, yeah, she's
Yeah.
trying to tell David, like, the nun's trying to tell David there's a demon between them. And it's like, sister, just stop. You don't know what you're talking about. The demon's like, ha ha, you don't believe you. Ha 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 ha.
It just
Until
moons her.
they talk about this, because it's the nun's like, so what are your real problems? Is it related to, sex or the bedroom or whatever, intimacy? And they kind of give this look, and the demon gets pissed off. And then she's like, well, we kind of break out in these hives that look like scratch marks. And she reveals, and David's like, looks at Sister Andrea like, okay, maybe you were right. Maybe there's something else going on here.
Yeah. Maybe there was a little more to this story.
Yes, we saw devil ass. It was horrible.
But this is the first demon. Like, is he wearing pants? Like,
I don't even know.
He's able to pull down his demon pants to show his ass.
I know. Look, the demon on this one, he is comical. I will say that.
Because he's just wearing leather demon chaps.
Yeah.
Like, all the other demons are naked, but this one's got pants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kristen, we're getting ready to see some construction being done on the house because, of course, the girls, I think, need another bedroom. Everybody's crammed in the house. They need another bathroom. And so Andy's off getting ready to sell the business so they can afford all this while Kristen kind of deals with the contractors. And this guy here is just a typical jerk contractor. He's not a very nice contractor.
No, he's not.
And he's telling her, it'll take this long and about this much money. She's like, okay, well, give me a day to think about it. And he's like, I need to know right now. I got other jobs to do. And she's like, well, you can wait till in the morning.
Yep.
Have a good day. And yeah, so they're going to end up getting, Ben's going to do the plumbing for them. And poor Ben, he's just all messed up since the elevator episode.
Yep.
And the girls, they got to mess with him. His shoes.
When he turns around and tells them to shut up, they're like, whoa, we don't use that word. Whoa,
Yeah.
Hold on there.
Yeah, because I think the prior episode or something like that, the mom told him we don't say shut up. We don't say that.
They're like, dude, you ain't got on matching shoes. What's wrong with you?
He's trying to snake out this daggum drain. And this was oh my god, while they're doing that, Kristen's like hears Lexi in the bedroom saying, what was she saying?
I think she's saying,
I'm bad.
I am bad.
I am bad. And she's wearing the mask that Kristen got for her and Andy for their little sex whatever.
Yeah, their little tryst with, what is it called? Furryism, being some furries or something.
I don't even know. They had a wolf mask and a tiger mask. It was an interesting episode.
Spicing up that bedroom. Like
the girls, they go in their mom's bedroom and find stuff in the closet all the time that they shouldn't be finding.
Yep.
So she's like, what the hell are you doing? Like you find your kid in the room saying, I'm bad with this mask on that what you've used it for. And I'm just like, oh my God. I couldn't. I just have like, oh my God. I don't know if I'd have to walk away or just snatch the mask off and walk away. I don't even know.
She's just like standing there like, yeah, what's up, Mom? Hey, Ma.
She's like,
I ain't doing nothing.
She's like, I'm punishing myself because I told on, my sister, so this is what we do now. And she's like, no, what the hell? Like, no, you don't get punished for telling the truth. Family meeting.
She storms in the bathroom, downstairs, now.
Yeah. She says, you know what? We're gonna have rules now. Yeah, you ladies are gonna have our own 10 commandments in the house. Since y'all don't want to listen, y'all be acting crazy with each other. We're gonna set up some actual rules.
Yep.
And thou shalt not ever lie to Mom. Number 1.
And then they're like, all these rules have a lot to do with you, Ma. And she's like, yeah. Well, until you could pay the bills, I'm the most important person in this house.
Yep. And then, this was creepy because dude's fixing the toilet and the snake thing gets like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's chewed off.
I don't know, but it gets ripped out of Ben's friggin' hands.
Like part of it gets ripped off, and then this eye pops up in the
Just
toilet.
the eyeball floating in the toilet. Just a random eyeball.
It's from that damn head or something. I don't know. Like, that's why you don't take a random, shrunken head and just try to flush it down the toilet.
Pretty
It's not
much.
very good. I mean, you need to at least dump some sage down there with it or something. I don't know.
Seriously.
Fucking holy water. I don't know. bless the toilet, Father, for we have sinned.
Pretty much. And this just like broke Ben. Ben saw that eyeball. It was just like, okay, like
Yeah.
I can't fuck with anything anymore.
I'm done
Like
with
I'm
this.
good. I'm out. I'm broken. I'm like, poor Ben.
He's like, no, your toilet's fine. I'm good. Bye. Y'all have a good day.
And he just like walks down the stairs and he's just like, I'm out. I'm out. Tag, you're it.
Mm-hmm. And then look at this. Now, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't do anything with Bitcoin and stuff like that. But if I was to get into Bitcoin, I don't know if I want to get into the Bitcoin that has the demonic symbols all over it. Like,
Right?
It's not being very subtle.
Right? Right?
We got Macabre here. Good old Macabre.
With his pentacles and everything. Like, yeah.
Got the goat on there, man. I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
Yep.
There's nothing
There's
demonic
not
about
demonic,
this at
yeah.
all.
Don't worry. Don't pay attention.
The fact they used a golden coin too. I mean, I guess they're all golden coins. I don't know. It's just, yeah, it was interesting the fact they put the pinnacle and the goat head on there. I'm like, man, y'all are not being subtle.
Not in the slightest.
Mm-mm. So yeah, she's gonna now get to do. She's gone from misinformation and doom scrolling, I guess, to the Bitcoin or the, our digital currency Macabre. And he's like, you need to take this. It's valued at this, and you need to have it valued at this, or you got basically lose your job. And he brings in this little chick here who is just an absolute bitch.
Oh, she's a peach. Stop it, Scarlett. She's just a peach.
I'm so happy when she has to resign. I actually enjoyed that a little bit.
I did too. I'm not a
just
fan of
smidge.
Cheryl, but Cheryl was badass in that moment.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Cheryl. I don't like her too much either. But yeah, this chick here also calling her a boomer or whatever, like fucking millennials.
Yeah, something
I don't
like
even
that.
know. I'm probably a millennial, but I still felt it. I was like, yeah, this is not. I don't want to be this chick and her character. Yeah, no, she looks good, but yeah, nah, her character, she is just
Yep.
rude and. Yeah, she gets what's coming to her though. It's all
She
good.
gets her comeuppance.
This guy's kind of the whole fucking team here is just a whole bunch of snobby, seemingly privileged assholes.
Pretty much. And Cheryl's like trying to introduce herself, like, what's up, everyone? And you all just flat out fucking ignore her.
I mean, she's supposed to be
Like-
the boss, and they all acting like she's just the garbage man or something. I don't know. Like, just yeah. She finds her wings, gets her, her courage back. Because Leland's, I don't know, it's almost like he's testing her right now and seeing how much she can take.
Yep.
And will she be as ruthless as the rest of them? But yeah, Ben's been in a rut. So his sister basically is like, hey, look, I haven't heard from you. You won't answer calls. And she calls him on everything, on his computer, fucking cell phone, his house. I don't know if he has a house phone. Like anything that she can make ring, she's making that shit go off in his house.
Yep. And then she just dumps all the ice on him, like, get the fuck out of bed. Let's go. We're going somewhere. Put on some pants.
Oh, yeah. So they're going to end up going later, I think. She's going to take him to like this science club thing, and it kind of helps him make sense of some of the cases they've been working on that they haven't answered some parts of it that were left kind of open to mystery.
Yeah, and he's really stuck on that angel from episode 1. The image of the angel, he just can't. He like that is like.
Oh,
he's like, I can't figure it out. I can't figure out how they fucking did it. And like he is just harping on that angel image.
And then we get David to bring Kristen in for our lovely newlyweds. And she's going to help them work through their problems with a little therapy.
A little couples counseling. Won't hurt.
Little Demon's there to tag along. And the Sister Andrea, lets you know, it would be just nice if I could just sit in with you guys. It's fine. They don't mind. They know me. We're cool. And I love it because Chris is like, you know, I imagine it would be hard for them to open up about intimacy with anyone from the church.
I know,
like,
right?
She's like, well, you know, we'll just see how it goes. If they become uncomfortable, we might have to ask you to leave. And she's like, okay, I'll take what I can get. The demon don't want her in there at all.
No, because you can see like the demon's arm falls off, so he's definitely getting weaker. So whatever is happening in this moment, it is weakening the demon.
And yeah, and Sister Andrea is quite pleased.
Yep, she's all happy, like, okay, yeah, you're gonna lose, motherfucker, you're gonna lose.
And then they decide to do or Kristen gives them some advice on stuff that they can do to help with their intimacy issues at home. And I think whatever she tells them, though, ends up not going good because the demon comes back stronger. So he was weakened, and then he was falling apart, and then he comes back even stronger.
Yes.
Yeah, right here he's still falling apart, but later, yeah, because this is where he's falling apart. Yeah, his mouth falls apart. It's just all kinds of stuff. But yeah, later he'll start kind of re-strengthening through whatever Kristen's trying to get them to do.
Yep, his jaw just falls off. It just pops off his mouth.
Oh yeah, it was gross. It was super gross. But this scene here, she is just trying. She is helping Leland to get her granddaughter as a head of a demonic house. So we'll have essentially two people from the same family, the heads of two separate demonic houses. So she is definitely, this one here has been cultivating, I think, her family for power since before this one was born, before the girls were born, even maybe before her daughter was born. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yep, but there's another, like, the book is in their world. I love it.
Yeah, that heart is, Finn, I didn't put it there. It's them, I think, trying to be like TikTok or something, YouTube now. I don't even know how to take it off. I think we've all tried to do it on Jeremy's stream one time. Huey tried to figure it out. It's there now. It's for you to interact. I don't know. It is. I wish they would put it somewhere else, though. It is hard to read the messages.
Yes.
Yeah. She is. Oh, yeah, I love it because she shows the rules that girls created their own set of rules, counter to mom's on the opposite side of the board. Yep. It shows, like, Grandma, what's Radji? That's what they call her, Radji.
Yep, Radji.
These are the rules that the girls came up with. Don't hit first, but hit back. That's not too bad, actually. I kind of like that one. If you
influence the influencers.
Yeah. Can't be popular, be scary. Exactly. If you can't be scary, be mysterious. Even better. Yep. Influence the influencers. Sisters before misters. Know your enemies before they know. Know your enemies before they know you. I'm assuming like know you or know your flaws or whatever.
Mm.
Spy for friends. Sabotage for bullies. Good. Don't snitch facts when you can't spread don't snitch facts when you can spread a rumor. Okay. Always leave when you've gotten the most attention. Interesting. Pretend to like things to get favors. Oh. So these girls come up with some.
Seriously.
Yes.
Girls
good. Yes, the mysterious 11-year-old in Catholic school. Oh man, yeah. So they got their own counter to mom's rules, and Grandma Radji. She's not Grandma. She's Radji. She's too cool to be a grandma. She's interested in them because she is also dealing with bullies and stuff at work. So she's going to implement some of these rules here.
Yep.
And she starts with finding an influencer. She gets her an influencer to help the macabre out. And what influencer do we get? Oh, our great influencer. She's the one that gave us our great challenge, Melinda's challenge.
Yeah, Melendez. Melendez.
And of course, she wants something out of it, and she gets sweet talked into it. Cheryl tells her, well, I'll give you this, and why don't you get on this, and why would you want to be a part of this? And she just, they do the back and forth influencer business kind of discussions, and she ends up getting her to back it.
Yep. She's like, I'll give you 10 grand up front, and I'll give you more when you start talking about it. Once you start talking about it, then I'll give you some more money. And she's like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
And then Ben, he gets to go with his sister to the super secret science club thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds lame, but apparently these people are super smart. And he's
Pretty
like,
much.
okay. He even thinks it's like the dorkiest thing ever. He's like, oh my God, what did you bring me to? And then this one guy does like the whole, was it the Star Trek symbol thing?
Yep. Walks up to us like, greetings, Earthling.
Yeah. Yeah, but Ben the Magnificent, he is going to come over his crazy, whatever his fears that he's been coming up with, or stuff he can't explain, because he's, what do they call it? Cultural, there was a term for it. It was cultural something, but it's kind of like basically your reality shattered in a sense. Things that you think were true aren't true, kind of thing, and the world around you just doesn't seem as pretty anymore.
Yep. But, and then they go and decide to blow something up. It's always fun to blow stuff up.
Mm-hmm. And he meets another chick here too that we'll see later. I forget her name now, but I don't know if we got a screenshot of her, but it's that blonde chick, that part of that cult later that Ben gets to be a part of.
Yeah.
She's also at this meeting.
Poor he meets Ben. Her. I swear. Poor Ben.
Got no luck with these ladies, man. That chick really doesn't. That chick does him wrong later. And I love that episode because he's all like, he has the blood spilled on him from the goat, and Kristen and them finally find him, and they're like, are you okay? He's like, oh, don't worry, it's not my blood. He's like, why do you have ghost blood? He's like, just ghost blood. He's like, why do you have blood on you? I don't know, religion. It's so good. But yeah. And so our girl here is still dealing with her, like, just her confidence with her looks and stuff like that. And watching Melinda's is really not the best for her to be doing.
No.
I mean, she's getting all the wrong advice, but it's just so weird because this is where she sees it. She knows like that Rad G is doing the Bitcoin stuff for the Macabre, and she sees her on here kind of like showing it off and, sponsoring it or whatever. And she's all like, oh, way to go, Rad G, you did it. Yeah.
She's like, yeah, you did it, Rad G.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, she's gonna sell him up that, man, you want to get in, if you want to be, what was it, the working girl or something, this is the coin for you. This is not it's not like the other ones that are for all the super high class riches. This is for the ones that are like me and you. This is special. If you get on the ground running, it's just who knows, you're gonna make all this money and be rich. Yep. And she sells it, that's for sure.
Sure does. But like everybody, all these fucking people connected to Ben, I love it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we get back to our couple. This poor couple. And yeah, our demon's back, and he's back to full strength.
And he's bigger and stronger, and he's just like now towering over the little old nun.
Mm-hmm.
And the nun pulls Kristen aside, like, do whatever you're doing better. She's like, the demon is getting stronger. Do it better, damn it.
Mm-hmm. And so she separates them. And when she does, the demon decides to take his eyes and leave 2 eyes and an ear in the room with the one half of the couple, and hang out here outside with the other half of the couple with the sister. And it's just funny. Because he's trying to listen in and he's talking crap. And then Leland, of course, is going to pop up and see her talking essentially to nobody.
No, I think he sees the demon.
Yeah, but I mean, it shows it to us like there's always like, because I was like, there's nobody there because David don't see it. So essentially, it looks like she's talking to nobody, but no, he knows. He knows there's a demon there. Because he uses
Yeah.
that as like a thing to say, well, there's nobody there. Just
Yep,
talking to
that's when he
demons.
runs into the Monsignor, like, listen, I think little nun lady's going a little crazy. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's time we kind of maybe put her out to pasture, like retire her.
Yep. She's just got a little dementia or something going on, a little crazy.
Yep. Ben planting the seeds Leland planting the seeds as always. Sorry, got a little lost, confused. Happens.
Look at this, got the eyeballs on the table to watch what's
The
going
ear.
on. God, the demon was so weird. He was just taking body parts off.
He was.
And our macabre, it has gained value. She's like, oh, and if you've invested like $500 or something like that, you're now worth like $10,000. You're rich.
She's like, you're rich. You did it.
And of course, Cheryl's happy because she spited Leland. And on that note, she spites this little troppy bitch here. Fucking
Oh,
saved her
yes, she
ass.
does.
She gave her.
She like
Cheryl
feeds
gave
her the
a
chocolate.
Yeah, she gave her
She
a nice
feeds her the
gift
chocolate.
of like, what are they? They look like the Ferrero Rochers.
Yes, the hazelnut. The hazelnut.
But she's allergic to Brazil nuts, and it
Or
just
something, yeah.
so happens. Yeah, no, but she was allergic to Brazil nuts, and it just so happened that a whole lot of Brazil nuts got slipped into that chocolate.
Just enough to make you wanna need your EpiPen. And Cheryl
Which, of
like
course,
holds her EpiPen
yeah, of course,
hostage.
Cheryl took the EpiPen from her prior.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, I need you to sign this little waiver here saying that you quit. And she keeps this dude here. She tells him, I forget his name. She's like, I want you to pay close attention to what's about to happen, just so you know. And like she says, she tells this
watch
chick,
me work.
and she tells this chick like she goes to grab the EpiPen after signing. She goes, no, I insist. I must walk you out. So she walks her out to the elevator, tells her all your things will be mailed to you. Your security clearance has now been revoked. And she's like, oh, I know. It's so hard. These goodbyes are just so hard. I know. Just try not to, panic. And she like throws her the EpiPen as the elevator doors close.
Yep.
And she tells this dude, like, don't make me have to find your weaknesses or, what makes you tick, so to speak. Please don't make me have to do that to you, son.
Pretty much. Like, he's in panic mode. He's like,
yes, ma'am. And then she's like, now get back to work, you fucking millennial.
Yep.
Yes.
Run.
Yes. She found her power back, and she is going to go full swing and there she gets her own little assistant that she picks, not Leland's little spy assistant.
Yep.
And this couple decide to do what Kristen tells them, which is to be adventurous in their
little role playing. Don't hurt nobody. Little role playing.
Just a little bit. Get just whatever your heart desires or whatever the mood calls for. And the mood called for some very dangerous activities.
Yeah.
And it started off with like a little bites, little nibbles.
Oh, she slapped him across the face. Like, say it again. Tell me you want me. Smack.
And then
Tell me you desire me. Smack.
We get to something a little more darker. She goes, and he thinks like he went too far, and she comes back with a knife, and it's just like, I didn't even say what she said, but yeah, if it's knife to start, it's like, you better do it to me right now.
Yep.
Like, oh God.
Or I will kill you. I will kill you dead.
And this is the demon. They have now, the three of them are one.
Thruple complete.
So
His feet are all like. I love to see the demons all like excited. He's like in bed with them. Like, oh, I'm part of the family.
He just wanted them to have, crazy intimacy, not normal intimacy. He didn't like their normal stuff when they were trying to love each other. He didn't like that. He likes it when they're trying to kill each other. That's why he didn't hurt them. It's fine now. He's
pretty much.
But yeah, this is where Ben kind of figures out the picture, his angel picture with his sister and stuff. And they talk some more. But yeah, that whole stuff between Ben and his sister was pretty good because she's there to pull him back a lot of times and kind of bring him back to himself, even though she is of faith, because she is not just of science like Ben is. She is both of faith and science.
Yes.
And then
she still adheres to their family religion, which it's Hindu, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Was it Islamic? I thought it was it Hindu? I thought it was either Hindu or Islam. I can
One of them, yeah. I forget which one.
But I love this because they go back to their next session after their night of love with the little throuple they got going on, and of course Sister Andrea kind of knows that it's not good. She can tell, and he's just like, "Leave us alone. We're happy together." And then, of course, because the couple appears to be happy now, and of course, Kristen and everybody thinks that Sister Andrea is just being extra.
Yes.
And that's when it leads into her and Leland go into Monsignor and kind of saying, "Hey, look, she's a little senile. Maybe she needs to be retired." And she's like, "No, I want my trial. On my trial of
Yep.
Was it? Oh, trial of preachers.
Something. The trial of Catholic priests. I don't know. Because Catholic priests have the best fucking judgment.
And he even asked Kristen about the sister, if she's displayed anything that would cause of concern.
And I love how Kristen stuck up for her.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciated that Kristen didn't go grimy and was like, "No, she's great. I didn't see anything. I don't think anything's wrong with her."
Mm-hmm.
And I love that she stuck up for the nun. Even though when the nun started talking to her, like, "Listen, you don't see demons. I see demons. Like, you do the psychology stuff and I'll do the demon stuff and we'll figure this out." Like, Kristen easily could have been like, "Yeah, she's been seeing stuff," and she could have gone all like psychiatrist on the nun, but she had the nun's back, and I like that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was, like I said, this is like my favorite season of all because we really get some good demon action and they really develop the story and how these things are so connected. And Daffodil is so much the sort of connection, I think, even more than Leland. Because it's like Leland's a connection, but from Leland, it's like Daffodil's above that.
Yep.
So, let's see. There we go. All right, and this is our next episode. And this is the Demon of the Road. Oh, yeah, I remember this one's good.
This was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
This was definitely a good one.
Super creepy. Our pop-up book, of course, displaying what the episode is going to be kind of about, with which demon we're going to be dealing with. And so now we're going to get her trial, and she's asked for a trial and David to kind of sort of represent her. And she wants to do it her way, of course. So she's going to kind of go after them, but not the way David wants to do it. And I love this part where she's like, "Do you see a demon now?" "Yes." "There's one with you."
And
right
she waves. She like waves to him.
Mm-hmm. And they think to them, they're thinking that she's saying Leland is a demon. Not that George. This is George. Our first sighting of George in season 3.
Is that George or is that the Boop Demon?
Is it the Boop Demon? I thought it was George. See, the George and the Boop Demon confuse me. The Boop Demon has horns, doesn't he? Or does he?
I don't think so.
I thought he did.
No, I don't think he does.
I'm gonna go. I thought he did, but I could be wrong.
I thought this was the Boop Demon.
See, I thought this was George. Now I'm gonna have to go back down. I can't do it right now. I don't think I have those. I don't know where I did with those from last week. I'll find it. I'm pretty sure it was George. But what do you guys think? If you watch Evil, let us know if you think it was Kurt's demon or George. Because see, this one, I'm pretty sure the other one had horns.
I don't think he did.
That was why I was like, "Oh yeah, he's got the horns and like the hands were different or something than George."
It's okay, Kirby. You got to catch up for when season 4 starts, so you could be all up in it with us.
Because you can tell, like, we already debating which demon is which, so there's some stuff there. Yeah, no, they did really good with their practical effects and stuff that they did use on the demons.
Yes. And I still love that this show does that and doesn't CGI it to death.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, David's still doing his confessions, and I think he was just kind of like, it's just showing like the mundane, boring confessions, I think, or was this the chick that he goes?
This is that I think that what he got the chick who was trying to get help for her husband, the truck driver.
Okay, that was her. I couldn't quite tell because of the the stuff covering the face. I was like, wait, was that her, or was this one of the random like confessions that he has?
Nope, that was the lady who was like, listen, I'm persistent. I will come every day. You have to help me.
Yeah.
Like, I will sit in this confessional until you agree to help me.
Yep. And he's going to get Kristen, I think, to help him. And he's like,
Yep.
yep, we're just trying to settle things around the house. And then this dude was the guy that she knocked out because he skipped her in line and called her bitch. And so she knocked him out with a bag of
frozen French fries.
Yeah, French fries. Yeah. She gave him the old potato.
Pretty much. Embarrassed the shit out of this douchebag.
Yep. And so he comes there to try to get an apology for his YouTube clickbaity shit or Twitter or TikTok.
Yeah. Now I'm
whatever.
filming you. You're going to hit me? You're going to attack me? And she's like, how old are you?
And the girls are like, hey, Mom, knock the shit out.
Ma, knock him the fuck out. Knock him out, Ma.
Yeah. But no, I think she ends up apologizing to him. We're just having like a little discussion. But she will send something to him later on this season. So no worries.
Yep.
She got something for him too. It's just like Mama. I
She
told you,
gets
that
him
apple
back.
don't fall too far from that tree, man, because Cheryl got somebody and she going to get this bully too. Yeah, Kristen, just like Mama, she going to get her bully.
Pretty much.
And I mean, I'm talking about like deadly. They come back and it's like deadly. You got to be careful.
Because you know that motherfucker took that. You know he ran with it. You know he was a douchebag and like was like, he took that fucking tip and was like, okay, I'm going to go make me some money.
Oh, yeah. Later on, we find out that also the stock for Daffodil and what that, the sigil with it. And supposedly if you give the stock tip, again, similar, I guess, to like the ring, is you have to pass it along. And when you give it to someone, once they start making money or something like that, it starts following you. But I think you have to pass a tip along in order to get it to leave you alone.
Something like that, yeah.
So it's kind of like the ring rules. They're kind of following them rules a little bit. But this is the guy that has been played with whatever he is hearing on the road. He's a truck driver. And, of course, with most truck drivers, you assume the long hours, the fatigue, and even I'm sure some drugs that are possibly being done just to be able to keep up and stay awake. So most people are just going to assume that these people are crazy just from...
It's a hard life.
Yeah, just from the lifestyle is hard. But
it really is.
They find the sigil. You can't completely see here, but this is one of our sigils.
Yes. We get a better look at it.
Yeah. Which is weird because it's just on the truck bed, like, yeah.
Yeah, and that makes you think, like, okay, this dude's been a truck driver probably for a really long time. He owns his own rig. Like, that the symbol's been there for a minute. That symbol doesn't look like somebody just went and did that yesterday. Like, that is literally something that's been there. So, has the sigil, like, was he chosen a while ago? Is it another form of how the sigils and the demonic activity is getting into other companies? Like, did the truck produce it with the sigil on it? Like, I love that we're now seeing something that, you know, we're talking about this could have gone back years. So how long have they been setting up all this stuff?
And they say that with the sigils, I think I forget which episode, but it's 60 sigils going back 60 generations or something, or decades.
Something like that.
And that some of them have been taken out and some of them are still trying to, every so often they have to have a new successor or something like that.
Yep.
And this is the truck stop they go to because this is where one of the places I guess he's gone to, and this is where they get the message from her because he can't remember. The guy, the trucker, when this happens to them on the road, they basically forget everything that kind of happens, and they just kind of wake up like miles down the road, not knowing. They just assume they passed out or something, and
Yeah,
just so they go
'cause I
here to
think they
kind of
found
pick
a
up the
receipt
pieces.
in his truck.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what led them here to go, like, see if anybody recognized the truck driver,
Yep.
might have seen something. So they talked to the waitress who waited on him, and they like ask her, like, "Oh, you wrote this little note on the receipt. Do you remember this guy?" And she's like, "No, it's just kind of something I do for all the truck drivers, just to wish them well and give them some, make sure they sleep and do all that." So it was literally just the waitress trying to be nice to
Yeah.
the truck drivers.
And this was a very Scooby-Doo episode. I mean, they follow the breadcrumbs to the diner. They get their little mystery clue from this dude here. Like, 'cause he's just kind of listening in on the conversation. This is so Scooby-Doo, Dana.
Hmm.
He's all like, "Nah, man, that road is this the Devil Road. You don't go down that road, and everybody knows about that road."
Yep.
They're like, "On the
We go
mystery we
around that
go.
road.
Let's go, Scooby."
No
Like,
truck
I
drivers.
waited for Scooby to pop out around the corner.
Front row. Front
Look at
row.
all look, he's back here eating. Look at all that good
Like,
food.
he's just sitting there drinking his coffee, eating his shit. Like, yeah, you don't want to go down that road. That's the ghost highway.
Yeah.
Truck drivers don't go down that road. We go around that part.
I know, it was so funny. There they go, Interstate 95. We're gonna find us some demons.
Pretty much New York's best highway.
So yeah, here we are, Scooby-Doo vanning it up. And they're listening to music, they're talking and hanging out, and then like the
Road
radio.
trip.
Yeah,
Woo!
out there. And then they get to the channel, or the radio goes to channel 666 AM, and it starts doing this weird, like,
That bugs them the fuck out. They all look at them. They all look at the radio like, what the fuck? What?
yeah, and it starts making weird, like, voices saying just the creepiest shit, and the radio gets really loud, and they can't do anything about it. It just basically hijacks the electronics of the vehicle.
Yep. And then they kind of see those two glowing eyes following them behind. I tried to get a good screenshot of it in this moment. There's a better one coming up, but if you see, there's two little glowing eyes down there in the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
These two little glowing eyeballs.
So they're gonna try to either get away from it, slow down, and see if it's gonna go over them. So there's like, well, it's clearly been. It's like, okay, clearly it's a drone. It's hijacking us. We're gonna just see what we can do, and it literally stops the car. And Kristen sees something in the woods too that was really creepy. But they're gonna try to figure it out. This whole scene was so creepy because they get out the car, get back in, and it still like does like weird shit.
I got such slasher vibes from that scene. Like, I was literally waiting for like Jason or Michael Myers or like Texas Chainsaw Dude to come like barreling out of the woods with like a weapon, chasing their asses.
Oh yeah, it was a good one. That was it was such a good Scooby-Doo scene because later we get to figure it out. We get to figure out the mystery.
Yes.
Kristen beats the shit out of that thing. That damn drone. But,
she sure does.
Here we go. We gonna get Kurt, and he's starting to get his
because they called in a psychiatrist to evaluate Sister Andrea because of everything that's going on, and even Leela was like, "Oh, I'll do it," and the guy was like, "Nope, it's got to be an outside third-party person. You can't do it. Kristen can't do it. We need somebody else." And who else do they go to but Kurt?
I know, it's so weird. But he's seen a demon, so she's like, "You've seen it,
But he's still trying to wrap his like science brain around everything, and he's like, he asked her like, "When was the first time you saw anything?" And she says, "I was 12 years old. I was sitting down at the piano and I was playing this song. And when I got through the keys, she saw an angel of some kind, or she saw something." So Kurt then goes home and sits down at his piano and tries to like play the piano to see if he could see anything. And he doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Nope.
And Cheryl, she's still doing her job, and she's gonna, I think, see the manager soon. Oh, we get to see the manager. That's fun.
Oh yes, the manager. And I think Kristen was just kind of like asking her, like, what, like, I forget what they were talking about, but it
Well,
was
I'm sure
something
she
about
was. Yeah, I think they were talking about maybe her babysitting the kids or something.
something like that, yeah. And then it flashes to the nighttime, and the wife of the truck driver calls David all freaking out, like he just left in the middle of the night. He didn't say anything. I don't know where he's going. Something's
Mm-hmm.
going on with him. Like, please, can you go find him? Can you help me? Like, I need your help. And so David gets dressed and goes back onto the highway. Only this time he goes alone.
Oh yeah, and it gets really creepy because of course it
Yes, it
does the
does.
same stuff that it did before, except he gets out and he
He
finds the
hits
truck.
something.
Yeah, he hits
He
something,
hits something.
but I
And
think he finds the truck too because it's like not far from
if you
where.
look to the right in that screenshot, go back one more.
Mm-hmm.
Go back one more screenshot.
I did. I went back.
Oh, I'm looking on my YouTube, not my StreamYard, sorry. Right in the right corner, right by that sign, you could see the whatever he hit. It's right by that post. I couldn't get a good image of it, but there's something lying there right by
Well,
that
that was
post.
like a deer, I think. At first he hit, and then it was like eating it or something.
Yeah, so you could see that he definitely hit something.
Yeah, because I assumed it was a deer he hit, and then like this demon thing was like chewing on it and eating it like
It
roadkill.
said free lunch. Thank you.
Because he gets out and he sees it like chewing,
Yeah.
and it's got it like in its hands. And this one reminded me of the demon that we see, the cannibal demon.
Yes, I thought so too. It just looked smaller. Like maybe
Mm-hmm.
it could be like a baby version
The baby
of
cannibal.
whatever that demon was. Like it wasn't full grown. Like cannibal
Mm-hmm.
demon was maybe it's mommy or daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just a little baby demon.
And so our dude David sees all kinds of stuff in this scene. The thing comes at him, tries to get him. Then an angel comes and saves him. And this is how he sees the angels at first. Of course, later we find out that he starts to see visions are like this, but the closer you get to God, the more real they become, and they're not just like flashes from a book.
Yes.
And they'll start to be more like the demons he's seeing.
Yes.
I'm assuming this was supposed to be what, Michael, maybe? Was it
I'm
Michael?
not too sure. I know in the next episode we get a little more into it with the building that burns.
Mm-hmm.
He sees this sort of flash again. But
I think it's a different angel.
It is, but it looks like this flash where like it's opening up into that image. He just sees a different image, but it's the same kind of flash that the way he sees it is the same.
Yeah, the other angel's a saint. This, I believe, the other one he sees is like a saint or something.
Yes.
But yeah, this one, I think this is Michael, I think, only because of the sword.
That's what I thought.
And being
the shield, yeah.
But I could be wrong. I mean, I can't remember exactly. But then he's almost like comes to and he sees because of the light and he finds the truck driver. And seemingly like he doesn't know if it was real. And I think even later they explain that it's possible what David saw was because of the frequency that they were using on the radio or whatever.
Yeah, such a high frequency it could
cause hallucinations or something.
Yeah.
I know the
like
science they use on this, man, is so far out there. It's such good, like, I'm going to have to test that one. But I'm scared too because I don't want to hallucinate.
Hashtag science.
But yeah, our nun, they find that she's good to go, I think. At some point, she's found to not be guilty because one of the fathers.
The next episode.
The next one, okay.
Mm-hmm. This episode, like, she goes back into the room with Kurt, and then, like, I think David kind of vouches for her in a way.
Yeah.
And
is this where he's gonna is this where she asked him to be her representative?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Oh, and then yeah, Andy's off on the mountain supposedly, but we know he's not. But Kristen's trying to talk to him, and they always have bad reception. But really, she's talking to what, like Leland or Edwin,
Yep.
and she's just having a hard time with him being gone and all this crazy stuff going on. And this dude here, you know, just won't leave her alone. Yeah, she did kind of knock him out, but yeah, he's apparently
she
does
knocked
this
the
to
taste
like.
out his mouth.
They look him up. Apparently, he does this to a lot of women or something. Like he tries to get people all riled up for clickbait and stuff like that. It's part of his channel. So yeah, Chris is dealing with some things, and she got to deal with this dude too. And he's trying to tell her, you know, well, I need more money, and she's like, no, we agreed to I was going to pay you this for this, and so you figure it out, kind of thing. And he's like, well, I'm not doing any more work till I get paid more. She's like, well, since I hadn't really paid for this part yet, I guess I can just tear
And then
it
he
down.
drops the man card, like, lady, isn't your husband home?
Mhm.
Like, shouldn't I be talking to your husband about this?
Like, no, he's on a mountaintop. You got to deal with me.
Pretty much. And then she
She's
just
like,
starts
"It's fun
taking a
destroying
sledgehammer
stuff
to
that I
shit.
don't-" It's like, it's fun destroying stuff that I don't own or I didn't pay for.
Don't fuck with the ladies, guys. Remember that. Don't mess with the ladies, especially when there's a sledgehammer around.
And the girls back there, because at first, like prior, she gave in to the one dude, right? And she felt bad, and she said she was sorry for hitting him with a sack of potatoes, the frozen potatoes. And you know, and she was like, you know, I'm tired of my kids seeing, you know, we have to always say we're sorry. I think one of the girls asked her, like, why did you have to say you were sorry? He did wrong. Why did he have to say he's sorry? You know, why can't you? So basically, you actually both just be acting like normal folks. But no, so mom's like, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna be crazy just like the rest of these people. She just goes crazy on him.
She just fucking just starts. Oh, so then you won't mind if I. So this is mine, right? So sledgehammer, and dude's like, no, please stop, please.
Yep, teaching the girls how to stand up for themselves, sort of, in her own way. And look, this is her whole this whole episode. This outfit right here just screams that empowerment she's trying to get.
Oh yeah, she zips up her lady boots and is like, "Yep, let's go."
I'm ready.
Even Ben's like, "You look different."
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "I feel good."
And then she drives them. She's like ready to go. She does her own little Need for Speed.
Yep. She's like, "I'll drive. Let's go."
And they get it to the right speed to where, yes, they can see that it is in fact a drone that is following them. And he figures out the fact that it's a frequency, which totally makes David question what he saw. And they're tracking this thing because wherever it is, it has to have, you know, somebody's controlling it somewhere, so it can't be too far away. And they're trying to find that location, and they do. They find it.
Yes, they do.
And it has that sigil on it, on his equipment and stuff, which is weird because what this guy's doing is essentially not necessarily tied to the truckers, their stuff, like their rigs, but it's just essentially the road itself. So is it this mark gets placed on things that have to do with that road? Did this dude place these marks on particular truck drivers when they're at a truck stop?
Oh, good thought.
Like, when does this mark become? Because I don't think he's a truck driver. The guy that's behind this, where she destroys his equipment and stuff.
I didn't think so either.
Or was this the guy that we seen at the diner?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. He just kind of had a beard too, so I was making sure.
Yeah, no, they're not the same. And what does Kristen do?
Because that would be some Scooby-Doo shit there, right there. He was the guy in the diner the whole time.
Yeah. No, it wasn't though. But what does Kristen do? She takes a sledgehammer to his shit.
Oh, yeah, she destroys it. And she feels good about it. And they're like, well, I'll just get more equipment and do it again. And they're like, we'll just send her back. Go ahead, call the police and explain to the police what you're doing.
Pretty much. But Kristen had a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see LeCount, or whatever his name is, out there waiting, and he's like, wipe down all the fingerprints.
Because
and sends in one of his thugs. Yep.
Because this guy is, that's right, he is the owner of the sigil. That's right, I forgot until I just seen that. So that's why he's got the sigil. he is the successor or
He's the head.
of the he's the head of the house. So they're going to take out this house. By taking him out and him not being able to pass it on to someone else, they're essentially taking out that sigil.
Yep.
So that's what I said.
I'm
assuming he had to have put these marks on the trucks.
That would make sense. No, you're right. That would make sense if he was the one while they're at that diner. He's going around, and yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
And David doesn't know. He finds out later what happens to the guy. But yeah. So again, like LeConte told him, I'm here to take care of the dirty business and clean up basically for the church or keep the church clean. And that is what he did. And then we get back to our trial by preacher. And yes, they go. David starts to go after the Kurt and his kind of assessment or evaluation of her, and I love it. She does the boop to him, and freaks him out. Boop.
Yep.
But
that's
she doesn't.
Why I thought that demon that was over Ben's shoulder was the boop demon.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna see it because we'll see him coming up very shortly. I think, if not this episode, next episode.
Mm-hmm.
I think the boop demon comes into play as more predominantly. We get to really fully see him a little bit more. But yeah, she doesn't want Sister Andrea doesn't want David to sort of go after him because she knows he's struggling with that and she doesn't want him to turn to it. She wants him to turn to God. So she's like, don't push him on this right now. I don't want to win this way. If this is the way I'm going to win my trial, I don't want to do it. But
she's basically like destroying him won't bring him to God. Like if you're trying to bring him to God, revealing what he saw and the demons and everything is not the way to go about it.
Yeah, sort of embarrassing him and stuff was not going to be helpful to do. Figuring out what's going on with his own personal shit. So like LeConte then comes to talk to David, kind of essentially about what they found with the sigil and the dude, and telling him what they did to take him out, and kind of going over the map and saying what the sigils are, and the ones that they have taken out and stopped prior, and that he didn't stop this one. He did not stop the cannibal demon. The cannibal demon it's got a new head of the demonic house now.
Mm-hmm.
They said they've taken out this sigil, and I think even one that was supposed to be for our girl, Lexi, but she somehow, I think, gets it back or something. I don't know. But yeah, these are the ones that they have apparently taken out, and they're trying to take them all out. Because if they can't pass it on to someone new, then it essentially dies. The house dies.
Yep.
And so yeah, that we get a decent look. So yeah, this one is supposed to be, I believe, the one they are grooming Lexi for.
I thought that was the truck one.
No, the truck one's over here. Which one are you looking at, Dana? Are you looking at which screen? Are you looking at my StreamYard or StreamYard? Or are you looking at YouTube?
Sorry, I was looking at YouTube.
Okay, this one right here.
Yes, I'm sorry. Now that I see that, yep.
This one right here is the one that they are grooming Lexi for.
Yep.
And then this one is the one for the truck
Yep,
driver.
that's the truck. Yep.
And then this one, I believe, is our daffodil. I think that's the middle one. No, that's on the outside, ain't it? See, I hate how they do this because I can't see it now, but it's something like that was the daffodil one, I thought. Look, something like that. That looks like it's on the outside. It's actually supposed to be in the middle. See, these maps are confusing me because see how they have it like here and then they have it over here.
Yes. They didn't do a good puzzle putting together over there.
I know. Their maps are kind of all over the place. It is very frustrating when you start looking at these. But I also wonder if, because these are coming from LeConte, right?
You mean the
these
ones
sigil pieces that we're looking at right now, were these from David or LeConte?
David, those are the photos that they snuck when we saw the original sigil map in season 1.
Because I wonder if, I don't know, if maybe there's more than one version of this that the church has, and what David and them have is just one variation
Possibly,
or something.
possibly because we have seen different variations of it. So possible.
Mm-hmm. But that's pretty much our Demon of the Road episode. We got one more we can kind of quickly get through before we close it out for the day. And yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're gonna get through about 5 today, I think, and then we'll have 5 more episodes to get through before we can kind of give our theories, what we expect for season 4, and then hopefully season 4 will be here sometime around May 9th. I'm guessing May 9th based off prior season releases, but we don't really know truly when it's coming. They'll just drop it on us at any point, I'm sure. May is all we know.
May is all we know.
Let's share these real quick. Let's see. There we go. Found that. And there we are. Again, our pop-up book to let us know what we're going to discuss. But it changes. We get some changes. We get our pop-up book of Contemporary Angels. So I love how it just flips it. And the book is like essentially the same book, but there's 2 sides to it.
Yes. One side is demons, and then he flips it over, and we get an angel one now.
Mm-hmm. The Angel of Warning. And she is something else, let me tell you.
Yes.
There she is, and she is going to tell you to run. You see
Pretty
little
much.
earthquakes and like fires and stuff. So she's kind of essentially telling you when there's a disaster, kind of to get out. When you hear that little voice that tells you to get out, or you have that feeling that something's about to happen.
Yes.
And you kind of change it. That's, I think, essentially where they're kind of saying she's coming from.
Yeah, whenever you get that little feeling or hear that little voice that says, maybe you shouldn't be here, they're kind of saying that that's this angel of warning kind of telling you to get going.
Mm-hmm. So there's a disaster in New York. This building basically collapses. A tower, huge, one of the huge towers collapses. Not the towers, but a nice apartment building, a nice size apartment building does fall. And David's, they have, where they set up the rescue centers or whatever for people to kind of go to, little emergency centers. And he's there as one of the faiths. They call in for different pastors, preachers, or whatever, representatives of the faith, so that people can have like grief counselors, or they can counsel with a pastor or whatever they need.
Mm-hmm.
And of course he doesn't have his his stuff, doesn't carry his collar with him anywhere he goes. So he essentially has to kind of make one up, because nobody believes he's like, oh, I'm here with the pastor. I'm a pastor with the Catholic Church or whatever, and they're like, where's your collar?
Yep.
But yeah, so he does. They find someone, and he's kind of talking to him, and they're telling about she tells about what she saw and what happened. And it kind of, I don't think at this moment he completely discredits or believes her. It's just kind of like, okay, you went through a lot. Of course, you've probably seen things. And he puts her name up here.
Yeah, because they find out she's a survivor from the building.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at her. I don't think she was just a passerby.
I think they had many survivors at this point.
I'm assuming the ones with the red dots are the people who died. They don't say it, but I'm thinking because
she survived in the building. There was a few handful of them that survived that they questioned, because they didn't even know. They didn't know she was the survivor. She just kind of wandered in there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yo, she needs help, because she was in there. She's got her lungs is full of smoke and all kinds of stuff.
Yup. Get her some help. Get her some help. And I believe this dude is also another survivor that he ends up talking to, because they both tell him that they saw the lady with the lamb.
Yeah, the lady with the lamb. Yeah.
And they guided them out of the building.
Mm-hmm. So I think he goes back and tells Monsignor about it, perhaps.
Yep.
And And he's interested because he's assuming of what they saw was a particular depiction of a particular saint.
Yes.
And then later we find out that the people who actually saw this did not see this image. They saw another lady. And because this lady, I guess they all saw essentially someone with of dark skin, either be it black or I think they believe that the girl said it was a black lady they saw.
Yeah, the black lady says that the image of this that she saw was a black, and they keep just using the word angel.
Mm-hmm. And so it gets into this debate about how people were depicted in books and text from a certain time period.
Yes.
But before they kind of get to that, it goes back to Sister Andrea's trial. And of course, this is where she kind of tells him to back off of Kurt and like, look, man, this is not the way I want it. She would rather go after this guy here than go after Kurt, this preacher dude.
Yep.
Because he has a similar story but different. He sees things, and it's how he became, it's what led him to God or led him to his path. And so that's kind of how she says, well, if you can do it, if you consider what I did to be, blasphemy or crazy, then how is this guy sitting here?
Pretty much, like, just because you saw an image of Jesus, I see demons, what is the difference? There's still an image of something that is questionable. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to question me about the demons I see, why aren't you questioning him about the image of Jesus he saw that brought him on his path?
Yep. And as they get to the survivor stories and they kind of research the building that collapsed as well. So we're kind of going back and forth between the building collapse story and Sister Andrea and her trial through this episode. And then that kind of falls David in the middle of where he's trying to figure out if his visions are real or if they're not, if they're just something that his mind has created based off imagery that he's already seen, or are these actual real saints, angels, demons, whatever that he's seen.
Yes. It's another way that David is just forced to question the path he's on.
Mm-hmm. And it kind of questions his faith in the Catholic Church, I think more than God. But a little bit does really make him question how much of it is God and how much is just in his own mind.
Yep.
But yeah, this is good. Leland's like coming in there. She's like, oh yeah, I did good. I got it. I raised it. I'm doing good. And she's going to go see the manager. And actually before she sees the manager, he gets pissed off because she gets rid of his little assistant and his
little spy.
Yeah. And he feels that he knows she's getting her power back because he knows her better than she thinks. And she's like, yeah, look what I did with Macabre, motherfucker. You can't control me. And then he's like, he runs off to the manager, and this is her new assistant. And she's like, yeah, this is bad. You need to go. You need to get in there, and you need to talk. So she's got to get through the doorman, so to speak.
Yep. And he basically brushes her off like, oh, there's no appointment until like 3 months down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't get into the manager this time.
But she will. She's going to pay him off.
Everybody's got a price.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, this is where now we're back at the church, and they're going to really discuss with the survivors sort of what they saw and compare their stories. Even, I think, get them to draw an image of the lady that they saw. To kind of compare and see if they all saw the same thing.
Yes.
And this is the image they get, which is similar but not the same to what the Monsignor would like it to be.
Yes.
And then we get to this lady. And this lady here is the variable. She's the one that's going to... She's like, what was it called when you... I forget what the term is. But she basically is... She was never there, but she likes the attention. So she's trying to kind of like...
Munchausen syndrome or something?
Something like that, yeah. She's essentially trying to get that attention through tragedy and pretend like she was there and make up. She's essentially just making up stuff or that she read or whatever to try to fit the story. He said that's a dude. Yeah, but she's very interesting, very handsome, I guess.
She's a handsome lady.
Yeah, well, she's not a very good person, so that's fine. Yeah, that's good. It's the dude. They threw one in on us. But no, yeah, they believe her story a little bit more because she's giving them details that the others aren't giving. But of course, she's sort of making some of this stuff up. So they want them to they end up bringing Kurt in, I think, at some point to help kind of do that aversion. Is it aversion therapy or whatever? Where you kind of go back and you sort of help to bring back memories that you've maybe forgotten.
Yeah, it's some form of hypnotism or something.
Kristen,
yeah, she hears something and she like bugs out and she gets like woken up in the middle of her sleep and she goes and like looks around her house, but nothing is there.
But she keeps hearing these things, and the house is slightly demonic at this point. I mean, that head that was flushed down the toilet. It's got eyeballs and blood. And
full on infestation. Full on.
They blame it on the house next door. It's so funny.
Pretty much.
So David's still having his visions, and this is what he sees of the lamb, angel, or saint. But it changes. And that's where it really messes him up, because then he's like, well, are they white or black? And really, what Sister Andrea tries to get him to understand at first is that that's not what's important. You're seeing kind of what is most comfortable for you to see, and that can change depending on your comfortability.
Mm-hmm.
But even then later, I think she regresses a little bit and says, yeah, okay, maybe they did draw some things particularly because, they wrote the book, so they drew the pictures. And I mean, I even relate it to the same way if you look at some of the old kings and the Middle Ages, the queens and the lords and ladies and stuff. They never painted them exactly as they looked. Matter of fact, a lot of them painted them better than they were.
Yes.
So that's just art in general. So, but David really, he hits on it in more of a racist tone and thinking that the church is particular trying to kind of wipe out anything that doesn't fit a narrative.
Yes.
And the church in this show does play that to a degree, especially the Monsignor in this episode.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But then the poor girls are starting to like freak out and think that the train is going to like crash into their house, and they're starting to panic. And then they turn to the mom and show her all like the doomsday stuff that they've been following like on their computers, just like what Cheryl's company is trying to do.
That's what Cheryl is pushing. As a matter of fact, she's pushing these stories right now to get people on edge, to be worried just the way the girls are.
Yep. So it's definitely working.
And she even comes in and she's like, because she knows what they're looking at. She's all like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Let's go to school. Let's get going. It's fine. Because they're all like, it's the end of the world.
It's the end times, Mom. That's it.
Oh yeah, this is where we finally get to where she questions that particular pastor, maybe. I think. Because he's wanting to just go after him because he's almost using this trial sort of to go after the church himself.
Yes.
His sort of like grievances that he's got right now.
Yes, his frustration is starting to show.
Mm-hmm. And this is the lady. This lady right here is the one that she's also an artist similar to David, or at least she can draw very well.
Yeah, she was like an illustrator for like children's books or textbooks or something.
Mm-hmm. And she draws this particular picture, and she's like, "This is what I see," and it's a. I don't know if we get to see it.
I didn't get a good screenshot of it.
But she tells him, she was like, "So you didn't see this picture of this lady here?" And she's like, "No, I didn't see this. What I saw was this lady." And they're like, So David essentially is going back through the books and looking at the artistry. Instead of seeing all these people like, this wouldn't be exactly what someone would look like here or there, and it's like I said again, this is where David's gonna start to question his own imagery. And then he says, this is like the only image I found of someone of color. And it was Saint Monica. And I believe this is who he thinks it may be. But they change her imagery later at some point in the text. I think that's what he said.
Yeah, something like that.
But again, he's really fixating on this part of it and not on the part of whether the saint is real or not. And that's what the church is to focus on. But then it breaks his heart, though, because when he does reveal it, though, Monsignor's like, okay, well, this is not the saint we want, so now it doesn't matter anymore. It's not important. Because they're looking for...
It casts doubt or something like that.
Yep. So, yeah, poor David, because he really does believe. He's truly of faith, but they are rattling his faith.
Yes.
Here we go. We get our boy back. He's going to get paid off with his macabre. And he's going to tell her to, he likes, or what she brings him, like some shortbread biscuits. And
yeah.
Tells him he's watching his weight.
She brings the manager a sweet treat.
Mm-hmm. He's trying to work out a little bit. He smells horrible.
Keep that figure.
I do here, man.
Look at him. He's so fucking creepy.
Love it. Later, she asks, "How many eyes do you see?" Because everybody else sees him as a normal person. Only those with the special sight can see the true form.
Yeah, he's one creepy looking fucking dude.
He smells bad too, because she's just like revolted by him, and he spits out this acid saliva onto the cakes that breaks them down, and then he like slurps up the goo. The little biscuits she brings.
He's fucking nasty.
She asked, dude, what does the manager look like to you? He's like, oh, he looks like this celebrity. And she's like, this dude right here? We're talking about the same guy, right? He's like, yeah.
And he's just walking through the office. Like, doo-doo-doo.
Did you peep her necklace too, Dana?
No, I didn't.
It's the all-seeing eye. Or at least it appears to be a...
Oh, yeah.
Our witchy friend here.
Oh, yeah. But Cheryl's bugging out right now. She's just like, am I fucking losing my mind? Is this shit real? What the fuck?
Yeah, Leland comes in and tells him, like, yeah, welcome to the club. You are officially one of us. She's like, yeah, am I losing my mind? He's like, yes, you are. Welcome.
It's official. You're one of us. One of us. One of us.
Yeah, so David Steele, God, man, he just struggles so much in this episode with the imagery. Because he really is, because this has been building since season 1, where he's been struggling with how the church treats certain issues.
Yes.
And then he gets to see his new vision of the saint or the angel. And of course, she's changed. And this is where the sister says, well, you've changed your vision of her.
Yep.
Which to me, I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming that
it reminds me of that scene. Have you seen American Gods?
Yeah.
Do you remember the scene where they go to Ostera's place and you see all the different Jesuses? And she's just like, it's the Jesus that every culture sees, and they see Jesus in their own image. So you have like the Asian Jesus, you have the Black Jesus, you have like all these different aspects of Jesus because it depends on each person is going to depict Jesus differently. So now that he's seeing the saint as, a person of color, the image has changed to him. So he's now seeing it as he wants to see it. And I liked how she said, I like how Sister Angie was like, well, that's because God changed it for you. Like, you wanted to see it this way, and God gave it to you that way. So I love that.
But yeah, she flops later a little bit, or not so much with the visions, but just with the church. She starts to see how the church is not as good. Well, it's not. It's essentially just individuals in the church.
Yep.
And how they're not exactly they're not seeing. They don't see what David and she sees, so they're not looking at things the same way. And they're not.
Mm-hmm.
There's sort of an inner circle within the church as well that has to do with the entity.
Yes.
But yeah, the train keeps going off and it freaks the girls out. They're still.
Oh, this part, I was dying as I was doing the screenshots because one of the girls falls out of the top bunk and just like splats on the floor.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he literally just rolls out of the bed and hits the floor. I didn't want to laugh, but I laughed so hard when the little girl fell out of the bed.
Because they have that hell pass train or freight train system like right there, so it's constantly going over their house. And when the freight trains come through, it's really bad. Like you were saying last night, they're loud. They shake the whole house.
Hell yeah, they sure do.
Like I don't know how they could live there.
I don't know either, but like I said, you do get numb to that stuff, but I think they're just so paranoid right now that they're hearing it more than they ever did before.
They're thinking that because they're thinking with the doom scrolling, it's talking about the ground settling and how they could have, basically the train's just going to fall and collapse in on the house.
Pretty much.
Freaking out now. And Mom runs in with the bat. She's also on edge this episode. They're all just on edge.
Yep.
So
but I think the older one, Laura, I think she said they all find out that they all had nightmares of their dad. So like that caused Laura to wake up screaming because they all had a dream that their dad died.
Yeah, that's right. Because yeah, they're definitely picking up on the vibe that he is in danger.
Yes, very much so.
And they go call him, and of course, signal's not good. And this is not even their dad; it's Leland, that old troll.
Seriously.
And so they go outside. I think they yell at the train again.
Yeah, they do some therapeutic rock throwing and yelling.
Yeah, you can't control us. We ain't scared of you. Rawr.
You will not defeat us.
Yeah. But
yeah.
So Cheryl, yeah, she's trying to buddy up to the manager so she'll get a promotion, and I think she does, didn't she? She got promoted to
like the head of the department or something.
Yeah, it was something like misinformation, head of misinformation. And so yeah, she's continuing. He wants her to come in like every day and bring these little treats.
Yep. Bring me these sweet biscuits.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she has to do the back scratcher, and it was disgusting.
Yeah. He's like, scratch my back. And she's just trying not to throw up.
He got like 5 eyeballs.
Yep.
And
then like, doesn't he like smack her on the ass? Like he's like, good job.
Right, now get back to work.
Her ass.
Yeah, this is it. This is where Leland comes in, and she's like, "Yeah, I've been promoted." And he's like, "Yeah, welcome to the team."
She's like, "Oh, how many eyeballs does he have?" And Leland's like, 5. She's like, "So I'm not crazy?" He's like, "Nope."
Well, no, you are crazy. Yes, you are. Welcome to the team.
Welcome.
But yeah, this is where this chick's gonna get revealed to be a total fake.
Yeah,
Kurt's doing it, and they're listening, and they're like, "Nah, something ain't right."
It's too coincidental. Like it's too coincidental. And then I think at the end,
she is connected to Leland.
Yep. Another one of his little minions.
Like, oh, you think you guys could figure it all out? You just don't even know how far this goes.
Yep. And she's like, why do you think there's so much bad out there? Why do you think people are more angry and, people are fighting on airplanes? She's like, your side's losing.
Mm-hmm. And we're winning. Again, showing how Leland is just, and Leland Daffodil, that whole evil network, is just wreaking havoc But what they don't know right now, and they find out later towards the end of season 3, and I'm sure when season 4 comes back, it's really going to ramp up.
Yep.
He knows that he's part of the entity David. They don't know about the entity just yet. Kristen finds out about it, and I think even inadvertently or Ben will. So when they find out how much the entity is actually really involved right now in watching, they're more watching. They're watching Leland. That's why he's actually with the church. Monsignor doesn't know this.
Keep your enemies close.
But they realized once they started showing Leland what he was, when they were watching David and Kristen, they started talking about fertility clinic and Leland started really popping off. He's like, yeah, we didn't know about Leland prior, but now we do, and we're watching him, so we had to keep him close and see, just to get more information, see who he's working with and how far the network goes. So that's what LeConte is all about. LeConte's all about going after those individuals.
Yep. But it makes sense how it's much easier to keep an eye on your enemy when you have them close.
Mm-hmm. And he is very close. Up until I think towards this end of this episode or next episode, some point here soon, Leland's no longer going to be part of the church. His services are no longer needed.
But I love this part with David. David gets up and is like, you know what? I see demons too. Mm-hmm. So if you fucking talk shit about her, you got to talk shit about me. You want her to resign? Guess what? I'm going to resign too. And he drops the fucking card. Like, you're going to let the one of 3 black priests that ordained in the whole United States resign. And it's just like a mic drop moment.
Yep.
And Ben just is like, yeah, you got this one. And gets up and just walks out.
He was like, damn it. Because he was trying to, it was actually a strike to Leland, because Leland's been trying to play the race card on David this whole time, in the sense that he's been trying to play up that and get him in his head that the church is evil, it's racist, it's, bigoted, it's all these things. And Leland's trying to make him believe that.
Yep.
So he's basically, in a sense, saying, okay, I can do that right back to you and just take away that power that you think you have.
And he sure does.
And he does. But yeah, she sees how they were more misogynistic and dismissive to David and her in this episode, and she doesn't like that about the church, but to her it's about God. It's not about the men that are in the church or whoever holds that position at the time. It's, there's a greater purpose here, there's a greater path, and we still need to, although, she says, I'm sorry for discounting your thoughts, we still have work that needs to be done.
Yep.
And there is that the boop demon?
Yep, that's the boop demon, because he says it to her. As soon as she looks up and sees him, he goes, boop.
So that could have been the boop demon. See, he looks so much like George. It's so hard.
He does. He looks very similar to George.
Because we get another, and is it him, or does he look different from the one that we see with Kurt? I can't wait till we get to the Kurt one again, where he gets his actual demon. Yes. We get to see it a little bit clearer. In that it's like, I don't know if it's episode 7 or 8. It's really close to the end. We're going to be seeing it soon. But yeah, that's essentially the end of that, of episode 5.
Look at that, Scarlett, 5 episodes down.
We did it. Really?
We did it. I'm so proud of us. We did it.
We did good today.
We did it.
We got 5 more episodes in season 3 to go. We're going to try to do that maybe Thursday. We're going to try to do day streams for the next one, at least this last Evil stream. So I'm going to try to post it for Thursday or the same time we did today. And we're going to try to just smash out the rest of season 3, man, because that, all the evil that comes out, all the stuff that Leland, oh my God, the things that man does. Oh.
And then maybe for Sophia, we'll do one night stream just to give it like a just to talk about season 3.
The wrap up for just basically all the seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And get ready to discuss our season 4. We'll try to do a Thursday night
stream.
So I'm gonna try to. I can do Thursday night. Well, well, we got 5 episodes. We won't be able to do both. Yeah, we'll do Thursday this week, and then I'll do
Maybe next week we'll go Thursday
night and kind of wrap up like just kind of what everybody's thoughts on the seasons were.
Yep.
What they think about season 4 coming up and what they're looking forward to seeing, and kind of do all those things.
Yeah.
Got to get all that smashed out. But yeah, it was pretty good.
Yes.
But yeah, guys, so I hope you have enjoyed it. I know I did. I know I love seeing Leland's my favorite of all the characters. Just because he's so bad. Leland and Cheryl, even though I hate them, they're my favorite to hate.
Yes, I love those characters that you just love to hate.
So what do
Sometimes
you guys think?
those make the best characters.
So how are you enjoying so far, Evil, everybody? Is hanging out with us still. I know we still got a few people hanging with us.
Yes.
But
we appreciate all of you.
Thank you guys for hanging with us. Yeah, we're going to get ready to wrap it up and close it down. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let us know. And let us know in the comments what you guys think for season 4 coming up. Because I know I've got some thoughts. We got a little teaser trailer that they gave us. So there's some little bits there. So maybe a new demon or so. I know I want to see with the book. I want to see our pop-up book, Dana.
I know. I can't wait. And I think the season's theme is going to be how-to.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get a lot of how-to this time around.
Man, are we going to see, because Cheryl's getting her new house or whatever close by. So is she going to have, a bookcase with these pop-up books?
Ooh.
And it's just going to be, this beautiful, case with these creepy books, I don't know, I think of a witch's house or something.
Yes. Have her little altar, her little library with all her books, and
she's got her Eddie doll sitting there. And,
Yep, but she doesn't have her jar anymore, so
yeah, that's so weird. I don't know how that's gonna work out, because that was supposed to be that wasn't her taking it in. That was almost like a symbol of the sigil.
Yeah, so I don't know if Mr. Edward is going to be too thrilled about that.
See, I wonder if that was part of it all along, though, because it got the house infested.
True.
I was I don't know what the purpose of that was, to be fair. I still question that. I hope they kind of give us an answer. If they did, I didn't catch the answer. I was it's either to spite Andy or to create more demonic presence in the house, but I don't know which one, because she put it under the bed, so it made me think it was to spite Andy, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But yeah.
So we'll have to wait for season 4.
Oh yeah, I know, I can't wait.
Me neither.
But thanks again, guys, for hanging out, and thank you, Dana, as always, for hanging with me, talking our favorite shows.
I love hanging with you.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't think of a better co-host, partner in crime, to
I know.
hang out with me.
It's me and you against the world, Scarlett.
I know. Leland's trying to take us out. I know it.
I know, right?
I know he's listening. A little Leland troll out there.
He's trying.
I know, man. Well, we shall overcome. We're not scared.
Nope.
But yeah, we're we're gonna close this down. And thanks again, everybody. And yeah, we're gonna, I'm gonna try for this Thursday to finish out season 3. So look out for that. I'm gonna try to get that set up, if not today, tomorrow, and have it posted up for everyone. So yeah, thanks again, guys. We will see you all on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
This cosmic dance of bursting decadence and withheld permissions twists all our arms collectively, but if sweetness can win, and it can, then I'll still be here tomorrow to high-five you yesterday, my friend. Peace.